like 6 or higher.
Okay.
Manage. They moved the buttons around.
Make my voice even raspier than it
They
is.
changed some things.
It doesn't actually. I've been vaping for 3 years now. No change.
Your voice is actually like naturally super high pitched.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Little baby voice.
See, that's a weird thing because like you'd think that I would have.
Oh, I'm live
like...
right now?
Yeah, you're live.
Fuck. No,
Seems
why
like-
is it like that? Alright, guys. Happy Wednesday, bitches!
Fucking
Current
It is
time
Wednesday.
5:03. We are here. We are live. I have an intro song I want to play because it's fucking amazing. And I think you guys will appreciate it. But let's just all introduce ourselves and then we can play the intro song. I can
Give me a link so I can send it out.
The intro song?
No,
I'm just
give me
gonna
a link.
play it.
A link to the stream so I can send it out to my people.
Oh, the stream?
Mhm.
You okay. No problem.
Because-
no.
It is as usual. No, I don't think showing up in the sub feed.
Of
Oh, wait, there it
course,
is.
It's like
Oh, it is actually.
you got it?
Yeah.
Cuz YouTube, like, I hope they finally fixed their shit cuz they said things should be good now. So
Nice.
they didn't specifically say that, but they said we're going to start remonetizing COVID related content. So hopefully they took me off that fucking list.
They said this right as
Great
Bernie
American
announces,
Blacklist.
Bernie announces his not running in the campaign. All of a sudden, everything goes back to normal. Whoa!
No refunds.
Thanks for my fourth house, fuckers.
Oh boy. Well, today is definitely that's going to be a very interesting topic to kind of talk about. I think all of us on this panel today probably I don't think any of us are Bernie bros, so I feel isn't that the case though?
It's very true. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking care.
Yeah.
That's probably the most that is the most based approach to have probably.
I just
Did I-
don't care anymore.
And honestly, you shouldn't.
Well,
But before we get into
okay.
this, go ahead and roll the song.
all right. I just wanted you guys to say who the fuck you were.
I'm Ash
Oh.
Vampire.
Again, somebody said Ash is trash, but seriously, he's an Anituber whose master work got unfairly removed from YouTube. Did a good video on Project Melody too, so I'm excited to see more from him. From Keyblade
Oh, you will.
Spirit.
You're not going to be happy about the next one, but you will.
My name's Michelle, and I'm gonna go buy a pack of Marlboros right after this with my Trump bucks.
Fantastic. You may have to delay that until you actually get your Trump bucks. I don't know when
Or
that's
unemployment
happening.
at all because it's taking fucking forever.
Oh yeah, I mean the fucking system it's overloaded. But I got some dank tunage for you. This is by our friend Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Okay.
Yeah, so this beat was supposed to be free, but turns out that this nigga is
Is my
charging for
pickle
it.
chewing too loud?
But
or
who
is it
cares?
just
I'm
right?
gonna steal it anyway.
I can't hear anything. I didn't even know you read.
Fuck is my weed? I need weed now. I can't get any weed. I'm on lockdown. Corona's outside, and inside I'm sober. But I'm not sober, I'm drunk, cause I got no weed. I need weed, I need weed. Give me some of that weed. I need green, I need green. Give me some of that green. Give me weed, I need weed. Give me some of that green. I need
Do we
green,
play
I need
songs
green.
now?
Give me some of that green. Hate being able to think.
Have you watched
Like
any
it.
of my
Give me a way to
streams,
escape
Michelle?
the
They all have
it's frightening,
songs.
and I'm scared.
been
and
on
I'm coughing,
some.
got shit in my lungs.
You never listened
I
to
wish
them?
it was sweet, but you know how it goes.
Sometimes.
With corona in my eyes, and then I'll
Sometimes.
digest it. Shit's in my lung, and I can't pass it.
Recently?
Shush, unless you're a
And
shitty
it
trap,
feels when
I
I
don't want to
beg.
hear words.
No one thing.
Okay.
Didn't I happy? Cause I got no weed. I need weed, I need weed. Give me some of that weed. I need green, I need green. Give me some of that
there-
green. I
is there a
need
song
weed, I
for
need weed. Give me some of
Yeah.
that weed. I need
Oh, I
green,
don't-
need green. Give me some of that green.
I bet it's really good though.
You know when you jerk off when you're high, like, that shit is cash. It's the best thing ever. Why the fuck is weed illegal? Like, It should be
Did
at my
you mute us
grocery
from the
store.
stream?
I should be able to go outside, go into the fucking grocery store, and get some motherfucking weed.
Lamau.
Weed should be everywhere. I should
I
be
hope
able to
it's just
get
quiet.
like in 5 minutes
Like this
if I
room.
wanted to,
No
and it should be
one's
cheap as fuck. But because there's some fucking bullshit about
just
you not
silence.
being able to do drugs, or you should fucking give your money to big tobacco, and you should fucking become an alcoholic, because that's the only way you can escape the shitty world you live in. Weed is illegal, and I can't fucking get it, because I can't just fucking, oh hey, here's like fucking $50 at the grocery store. I'm having an entire fucking ounce of weed, because that's how much it would cost to produce if it's legal. Weed should be fucking cheap as shit. It shouldn't be anything like this. I should just be able to get some motherfucking weed if I so wanted to, because I have the right
that's
to
my-
get high and jerk off and like it.
Hash.
I want weed. I want weed. All right. That song was by our listener Carla. She also wrote a book about Conrad's music. I'm sure if you're in the Discord, she'll share that link around. But
A whole ass book.
yeah, it's on Amazon.
Oh.
It has a fucking dope ass cover. Like, I still haven't read it. I want to actually buy the physical copy. Conrad said it was pretty good. But
A book is a weird.
I could
medium to
I
talk
actually
about music.
probably could share the link, guys. I'm just trying to think of where it is. It's probably just in this Discord. But I also learned that this person is a Dota Smite. They used to be that person, and then they
Oh,
changed
really?
their identity. Yeah, I had no idea. So it's just like it's really interesting to kind of like learn more about like certain commenters or like certain people in the Digi Discord. But it's like, you know, great work, and I don't know if Ash you were listening to the song, but it definitely was something else. I love it.
We definitely
Well-
could not hear it.
Yeah, you guys should check it out sometime. I'll share the link in this actual in this Discord so you guys can check it out.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that it used to be that she used to be somebody else or named something else, because that is literally part of the point of the video that we're going to be talking about.
Hmm.
Mm.
We're gonna wait till Tom shows up to talk about that. Just because I think it'd be really interesting to have him on. I see Tom is at least like, you know, on Discord, so hopefully. I know they said they were busy, but I do believe that they will try to make an attempt to be here tonight. Seeing as I branded my whole episode off of of Tom being here.
On Tom being here, yeah.
Yeah. So we went with like the, you know, God is on our side tonight. Please. So tonight we have some interesting news from Washington, I guess, or maybe Vermont. But presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has ended his bid for presidency. And
I had no idea.
yeah, he's keeping all of his delegates, though. So, isn't the voice channel locked? No, you can come in because you are a guest. You can just go right in.
If not, you can-
I changed your role.
If not, like, we can drag him in if he just
Yeah,
pops into a voice channel.
I'm pretty sure guests can just jump in, but if you want to go into general, I could pull you in. But
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that Bernie is that he drops out, because almost as soon as that gets announced, a ton of very interesting things start happening everywhere else.
yeah, what are you speaking of? Like which events?
So first of all, the CDC lowered the projected death rate of coronavirus down
Yeah.
below annual flu levels. Annual flu levels are around, like, at the high end, are like 63,000 people per year. Okay. Remember when everybody was saying that coronavirus was going to kill like hundreds of thousands, if not millions
Yeah,
of people?
their original model predicted 1 million.
And now it's down below 60,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's
I saw the
very
map.
interesting.
That is if we continue to social distance until we've defeated the the virus, right?
I'm kind of liking being unemployed, so I think I'm just gonna poison the water supply.
Well, okay. Can we talk about unemployment? Because I had to go through that shit, and oh
Yeah,
my god, I
dude.
want to die. I want to die. I hate it.
I mean, I
Be-
still haven't gotten paid.
So okay, so I file for unemployment. I live in Connecticut, by the way, for those wondering.
Disgusting.
Yes, I know. I am aware. The bastard.
Oh my
state.
gosh, the boy is in.
I did it.
Tom.
Hey,
What's up?
I'm gonna turn you up a little.
Hold on, no, I gotta move my mic. My
Oh,
mic's not
okay.
in optimal position. How's that? Is that better?
Way better, dude.
Hell yeah.
He did it. He finally did it.
How have you been since returning back to Boston?
Fine, I guess. I mean, my life has not changed much since this whole pandemic. It's just like, oh, you want me to stay inside and talk to no one and do nothing?
Like I always do.
Right.
Sounds like Tuesday to me.
But
yeah.
your gym Q&As, they've been suffering. I have so
Oh,
many
dude.
questions
I
that need answers.
I would love to go to the gym, but I cannot still, unfortunately.
Hold up.
Oh.
There's a simple solution
Would you
for
go
this.
to Would you go to the gym if you had to risk it?
I mean, the problem is like I can't work out because my back is fucked up.
Yeah.
No,
So
you just do
I'd-
Q&As.
My Twitter DMs are always open. Just
No,
saying.
you need to
Yeah,
be at the
Michelle,
gym.
you better slide in.
I'm putting
Paradox
pressure on you,
Croc
Michelle.
says Tom sounds like Zen.
That's
I
what
mean, a
everybody
little.
says. I don't understand.
I
On
think
my-
you just
on-
have a similar like kind of an infliction that comes from being in Boston, but you both have like kind of calming low voices, but you don't really sound similar. You just talk similar.
I
There's
mean, I'll
certain-
trust the people, but I don't know.
There's certain syllables that are similar, but
Yeah.
the general like I would say that like long form speaking, not at all.
I can actually understand what you're saying, so there's one thing.
Wait, Ash, finish your story.
Oh, all right. So I filed for unemployment because my job furloughed me, and they
Oh.
gave me the paperwork, right, to be able to go and file for unemployment. So I had everything that I needed. So I go onto the website, I fill out everything. That actually worked the way it was supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I did know that it was going to take a while because, you know, millions of people are filing for unemployment. So then I get an email back and they say, okay, we've processed your request. And I got this on Saturday, this past Saturday. And they say, hey, every time, whenever you file for unemployment, you've got to file weekly. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, that makes sense. And you do it on Sunday so that, you know, obviously so that when the people come in to like, you know, take care of that shit on the government's end, you know, it's first thing Monday morning. Okay, sweet. I understand. Whatever. So this is on Saturday. I get this email. So the next day on Sunday, I go to the website. I go to fill everything out. I get the direct deposit stuff all figured out. That goes well. And then I go to do the weekly claim and it said, you have not been authorized to use this feature of the website. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. What the fuck does that mean? And I can't find anything on the website. So I'm like, okay, I'll give him a call Monday morning. Sweet. I call. You know, of course, you have to go through a bunch of automated messaging, bullshit. A bunch of fucking robots in there. And I'm going through. And then I finally get to where I think I'm actually going to be able to talk to a person. Because
human being.
yeah, to a human being. Because I think, okay, maybe I'm not authorized yet because it's next Sunday. The email just came out at like a weird date. So it wasn't actually that Sunday, but the following Sunday. Maybe that's the case. But I don't want to, get jerked around and find that out a week later because then you have to go through the entire process all over again.
Oh God.
Right? So I give him a call and it's like the fucking voice recording, the robot on the other end is going on this long-winded bullshit explanation about things that you can find on the website and that they would prefer that you use the website
God
fact
damn
and
it.
question blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, yes. If I couldn't find it online, I wouldn't be calling, there's a reason I'm calling. And it gets to the end of its
It's
spiel.
crazy that it's like
Well-
that because that's a job that could totally be done at home. Like they could just give more people that job.
Well, I think this is how it's always been. I think that this
Yeah,
is not
government
unique.
Sucks ass.
Oh yeah.
This
But
is not
just
unique
the
to
fact
the
that like so
situation.
many people are signing up for this, you think they would have more people to help because
Well,
the
it gets
fucking
better.
system's shitty.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh no.
So the robot finishes its spiel, and I think to myself, "Oh, thank Christ! I now get to talk to a fucking human being." And then it cancels the call. There's not actually another human being on the
Oh
other
my
end to answer
God.
your questions.
And
wow.
this is why
No shit. No
Project
shit. So
Melody will not last.
I literally do have to just wait until this coming Sunday to see if I was actually right and that the email did in fact come out in a weird time. And if it didn't, here's the funny thing, because if that wasn't the case and I did get screwed over, I can't like actually go to the government office because
Right.
they're closed to the public.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't call, I can't go anywhere. And the online fact has no information about why I'm in this situation. I have no idea what to do. I'm totally fucked.
Oh, this hurts because this is gonna happen to me.
Yep. Prepare your
It's gonna happen.
anus.
Yeah. Yeah.
These fucking robots are in here. They're ruining our lives. They're taking all these sluts' jobs.
Well, that's the thing. Mel isn't a robot.
Shut up. She's
What
a
if
robot.
there
Random
was
thing
like
somewhere.
an AI driven VTuber or like sex cam VTuber?
It's not. I don't think
entirely
it's
IA.
possible.
AI.
It's not possible. I don't.
I
think.
mean,
I mentioned as to why it's not
I-
possible.
yeah, I definitely think to that extent, but like we could possibly create like, you know,
I mean, isn't that what like VR porn is though? In a
yeah,
way.
yeah, one that possibly you could interact with even more, but like yeah, it probably would be like a VR kind of thing.
Because then it's like pre-programmed responses and stuff.
Yeah.
Tom, I have a business proposition.
Oh, okay.
Make me a sexy anime girl that I can voice
Everybody wants this, Tom.
and then profit.
so this is what you should do, Tom.
Dude, you should.
You
do
should
this.
say fuck
Sexy
those
AI.
people and make a Zoomy. Make a VTuber a Zoomy. And then
Mhm.
it's your IP. So then whoever you make this for is basically working for you.
And I can voice her on Chatterbait.
And then we make $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cash in on that
No,
furry
I-
fucking money,
I mean,
dude.
you probably would like reach
yeah,
into
you would.
some weird niche with that. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking like, you know, you could just make the assets for that and then it's like perpetual like self-promotion for itself.
Well, not just that, but I mean, if you give it to somebody based on royalties, then oh my god.
You just
That's
would
what's
have
up.
to make sure whoever voiced it was cooler than Michelle.
God damn
Mhm.
it. Yeah, that's true.
Savage.
This whole podcast or like stream or whatever should just be like us coming up with get rich quick schemes.
Yeah, that's basically the premise of the Pantsuit Party stream.
How to get rich quick.
Find a cure for corona.
It's how to grift 101.
Apparently, it's cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
It's
study out
nicotine.
suggesting that so the virus binds to your ACE2 what are they called, like signal
little-
receptors, your ACE2 receptors, so the virus will bind to that in your lungs. But like cigarettes provide like a protective coating, so people who smoke are
nicotine.
actually like less likely to get the virus.
Incredible.
Well, I mean, you'll get it, but you're just not affected because the nicotine provides this weird coating over
Right.
those receptors.
I've inhaled so much secondhand smoke in my childhood that I think I'm fine. Like a
This is what-
ridiculous amount.
This is why
Well,
you're not
I mean,
dead.
that means your lungs are fucked, but I don't know if you would still have the protective like light properties of it if it's not, you know, constantly being you're being exposed to it. So
God damn
I
it.
don't know. I would think that like secondhand smoke would be more of like your lungs are kind of fucked, but
I'm fucked for being healthy for so long.
Healthy was a meme that needed to die, apparently. We all should have been smoking. The 50s had it right.
Dude, Amerifats for the win.
No one in the 50s had corona.
But like it's
No, they
interesting
didn't.
because originally people were saying more men in China were getting it because they were smoking and their lungs are like at a diminished quality. So I just wonder,
May,
yeah.
May,
yeah.
you're believing something that came out of China. There's your first mistake.
I definitely agree with that statement 100%. But we do have to there is some interesting things that have been released from China, and if you know the historical context of when this data was released as compared to when they started truly concealing deaths, and you get that after that spike in Wuhan where you had 14,000 cases or deaths in one single day, and then after that they dropped down to 20. So I think there's a distinctive period when we definitely can't trust anything from China at this point. But
Well, and we also can't really trust the numbers that the states is releasing.
no,
either.
definitely. I mean,
Because-
anywhere
because-
because the testing isn't perfect. Even
Well,
if,
not just that.
yeah, there's also the political motives, but just the testing in itself isn't going to give us an accurate picture of the reality of this virus because we're not testing minor cases.
Well, not just no, that's not even what I'm talking about. I have a completely separate thing. The CDC actually released guidelines saying that if somebody has the coronavirus, that hospitals are supposed to report cause of death as the coronavirus, regardless of whether or
yeah.
not that actually killed them or not. So you have
Definitely.
people who are in the hospital already before this outbreak occurs, right? Coronavirus patients get brought in. They're there for something completely different.
And they happen to get it, and they
happen to get it, and then they die, and we're not gonna investigate whether or not it was actually the corona or was it their pre-existing major pre-existing condition that
It's
had them sitting in a
crazy.
hospital. That your numbers are going to be inflated because of that. So why the hell should I trust anything that anybody's saying at this point?
So they also said they're gonna have people test every single dead body who already died to test them for coronavirus just to get more numbers.
Yeah, because they're realizing they fucked up. They fucked up,
I have a
right?
question.
We all
What?
fucked up, and I mean it's just everything fucked up. It's turtles
Well,
all
no,
the
no,
way
they-
down.
They fucked up by making a big stink about this whole thing, projecting out, millions of people would be killed by it. They used this as justification to pass a ton of fucking legislation that is way more money than the government actually has. And now they have to find some way to justify it when it come to find out is not actually going to be as damaging as was predicted. They're having to find an excuse to justify why they did all this dumbass shit.
Who
how
has
you gonna
killed more
how-
people, the Chinese government or the cigarette companies?
I'm gonna go out here and say the Chinese government, on account of they actually killed people, and cigarette companies simply advertised to the weak.
It's fair.
Okay.
It's incredibly interesting, but you have to wonder how many people who died from quote unquote the cigarette companies actually died from the cigarette companies, or not just a combination of unhealthy things that they're doing in their life.
Oh yeah, because
But
I mean,
also true in China, lots of the opioid wars there, they have a very interesting relationship with the cigarette industry and drugs. How many cigarettes have killed, or how many just people have Western drug trade have killed in fucking China. So I don't know, it's really interesting.
well, all drugs are good.
Okay.
The problem is people who don't know how to control themselves.
Because it makes you addicted to them.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
the companies that help perpetuate a system that operates totally at a loss to people who actually consume their product, completely taking advantage of them.
I'm gonna be innate here. Personal fucking responsibility.
No, I agree, but they put so many fucking addictive chemicals in cigarettes. It's kind of
Right.
They put tons of
You're
addictive
stacking the
chemicals.
deck.
They
They put it in
tons
our
of
fucking food and everything.
Yeah,
and
they
it's
put it
you
in
need to
fucking fast
fucking
food.
Stop that
Like-
shit.
I'm not saying they should stop it, but I mean, you gotta say that somebody who dies from diabetes and obesity because they eat McDonald's every fucking day is not responsible for those choices.
Yeah, dude, just
They're
do
definitely-
meth. Just don't get addicted to it.
Well, the thing is,
You
you're
fucking idiots.
of course you have personal responsibility. You have to understand that this system that we have set up right now, it incentivizes these kind of shady business practices in order to perpetuate selling their product. You can say it's both your personal responsibility to understand that paradigm and make good choices, and also criticize the companies that are facilitating that situation in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like a real psychopath here, but I'm of the mind that if you went into something, be it drugs, fast food, soda, I don't care what addictive thing it is. If you go into something that has the potential to get you addicted to it and potentially kill you as like a side effect, and you did not consider that before you got into that shit.
fast
Well,
food's
you
different
aren't
'cause you
being
eat
adv-
it when you're little.
You're also not being advised. Like, the first time you eat a fucking cheeseburger, you're not having to sign a fucking contract saying that I'm being
No, I'm not. I
exposed to
know.
this shit.
I know.
It's just the whole fucking the way we are raised. The whole environment is shaped by these, these corporations and these structures that just reinforce dependency on kind of the more addictive substances in our life. Like, I think it's kind of unfair to say that it completely falls on the user's end when it isn't even clear like immediately that these things have potential negative consequences.
I
Look,
had a Big Mac when I was like 7.
yeah, okay, so here's the way that I see it is that the only way for like people to not be addicted to things is to just not do them, right? Because you can't the whole premise of getting upset at someone for doing a thing is that because of your outrage, they stop doing the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the whole paradigm of outrage culture, is that you do it enough and people stop. Okay. No company profiting off this shit is going to stop what they're doing because of outrage. They're just not going to do it. So then there's no point in getting upset at the company because they're not going to stop. So you have to put your effort and like start placing responsibility in the hands of the places where it's actually going to initiate change, and that's on the end user.
Well, I think the first point of outrage is awareness, and like people get pissed and post about it on the internet to get more people pissed, so they will make changes to hurt these companies where it matters. I think that's the mentality behind the outrage culture. And I mean, Twitter has proven the court of public opinion can be effective, even if I don't exactly agree with it.
No, I that's why I don't agree with it, right? Because the court of public opinion is fucking insane, right? Like it is not a good idea, never will be. So under that lens, right? Put the responsibility, point the finger in toward the direction where something can actually be done. A corporation selling fast food is not just going to stop selling fast food just because people die of diabetes from it, right? So there's no value to be gained in getting upset at them
if
for
the
air
laws
quotes.
were different, then that would be the case.
Regulation is not what we need here. Again, it's personal responsibility. You have to take responsibility for your own health, right? Like, I know that smoking is bad for me. I know that. I do it anyway, right? I'm not placing, like, if I get sick from the amount of like vape that I ingest into my body, that is on me. That is not on anybody else.
What about
other than me.
secondhand smoke?
I'm not really, well, for one, I don't smoke around people. Like, anytime that I've been with like friends and stuff,
it doesn't change the fact that there are people who, expose their children or just like people who live in the same space as them to constant smoke. Like,
yeah, they're
is it their
assholes.
personal responsibility that there are factors out of their control that are like impacting them?
No, when it's out of your control, you don't bear responsibility. But once it is within your control, right? So let's say that, like, mate, you used to eat fast food all the time, right? Like, all the time.
I mean, we still eat it like a lot.
but not as much,
Sure.
right? Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
Right. So there was. Let me gather my thoughts here on this real quick. When that right, did you knew that fast food was not good?
Yeah, but I'm going to also say that there have been efforts by the government to kind of control these companies, at least make them a little bit more accountable for their actions. Like, you go to the fast food place and it has all the calories of all the shit on there. So regulation is actually helping people make more informed decisions on certain aspects. I don't think we should completely remove regulation in this regard.
Not completely.
Personal responsibility is probably the most important, most effective change you can make to mitigate negative impacts of societal structure. The only problem is when you blanket reference personal responsibility as a solution to all problems, you prevent businesses from having to be accountable in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no, they
And
should be.
that just
They should
makes
be.
the problems become worse and worse and worse,
But-
and your
but when-
ability to take personal responsibility more and more difficult as new standards are adopted and the general well-being of everyone continues to sink because nobody is pushing back against these things in a larger context other than themselves, which is always going to be the minority because people are weak-willed, and that is just inevitable because we live in a culture that cultivates consumerism and the complete abdication of personal autonomy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because if you, I'm not saying that personal responsibility is going to solve everything, right? I'm just saying that is the first step at which you have to start. Because unless you take personal responsibility and you stop doing it, right? Number one, you can't point a finger at anybody else because you are involved, right? You are just as guilty as everybody else. So you can't, don't throw stones in a glass house type situation, right? So regardless of where, of exactly how you get change to happen, it does have to start at the individual level. Because if you don't do that, you can't reasonably be expected to be taken seriously if you're pointing the finger at fast food companies and yet still eating their stuff.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
Stoicism, boys.
I agree. It's a mix of the two, though. You need... It should be just kind of like a corrective process in people becoming self-aware of the problem, people taking corrective action on their end, and also just educating other people on it and, demanding change. So I think the kind of system we have going isn't flawed, and I'm happy there is some regulation in fast food because now we have all chicken has to be antibiotic free now. We have certain companies saying they're not going to use GMOs and stuff, and I don't really care that much about that, but other people fucking do. So it's kind of there's only so much you can say a person is responsible for in personal responsibility.
I would prefer if people tried to change things on the start at the smallest possible level, and at the beginning that is always going to be you, always.
Well,
Yeah.
anybody who's pushing for social change is not advocating or embodying that change in their personal lives is just a hypocrite and shouldn't be listened to. Not even that they shouldn't be their cause. It doesn't invalidate their cause, but invalidates them as a proponent of that cause because it's dumb. There's very few situations where hypocrisy doesn't make you look like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a give and take to everything. Everybody should try and live the best life they can and represent their values as best they can. But we all are living in a society, hashtag. And there are certain things that are bigger than individual action that need to be counteracted with something more important than just one person doing something, right?
Well, no, I agree. What I'm saying is that don't sit here and say, oh, cigarette companies kill people, fast food kills people. Those don't say that stuff if you're not able to exert that level. If you're not able to take any responsibility and you just want to throw all the blame on the people providing the opportunity to you, shut up. Just shut up. I'm not interested in listening to somebody who wants all of their problems solved by somebody else.
Okay.
Which is what that argument always sounds like to me.
Well, I guess it depends on the person, right?
Yeah.
It's because if you are addicted to nicotine,
I am.
Okay, then
That was my personal choice. I didn't have to.
What if someone didn't want to? What if someone was not planning on getting as cripplingly addicted to nicotine as they did? You know, because like everybody has different tolerance levels for all substances. It's not like your level of nicotine addiction is going to be the same as mine if we both started smoking cigarettes today. So for some people, they could be able to stop. Other people might not be able to. And
Well-
it's personal responsibility. Like if you really want to stop smoking and it's really going to be fucking hard, it is still your responsibility personally to do it or to reach out and get help from some other person
Yeah.
or some service to do it. However, it is also pretty fucked that cigarettes have that in it in the first place, right? Because the problem could be solved all the way at the top if we're just like, you know what? We're not putting nicotine in cigarettes anymore, or we're halving the amount of nicotine in our cigarettes, or we're putting it down by like a third or something to make it less bad. So
but
there's-
see the bad see that's the thing though. Whenever you engage in something that is unhealthy or undesirable for your personal existence, right? There is always a reason that you do it, right? If you were to use cigarettes as the example, like people don't just start smoking. Like, okay, some people start smoking from peer pressure, but they keep smoking because of the high. Like, yes, there is a negative side effect, but people don't do things that are that are bad for them unless there is like a reason, like some positive
But
that
it
they're
could
getting
just be
out of it.
stress
Is
that
it a positive?
created
It
by
could
the
be
fact
stress. It
that
could be
the
depression. It
product
could
is
be
like
a
easily made
negative
available.
coping mechanism.
I
It's everyone's in this system. It's everyone's personal responsibility to stop smoking. However, there is no arguing the fact that if there was no nicotine in cigarettes, the problem would be solved instantly.
Mhm.
There's just
But
no
then-
getting
but then
around
there's-
that fact.
But then there's no point for cigarettes to exist in the first place.
Well, should these cigarettes exist in the first place is a whole other discussion that I suppose you could have.
People
they're-
want to, for whatever reason, people like to have substances like, be it hardcore drugs, cigarettes, fast food. People want certain things that they know are not good for them due to some effect and change that they have on your
All right,
on your body.
I have a question. How do you feel about all of these these substances that are harmful to your body, alcohol, cigarettes, fast food, all of these things being made readily available in this kind of state where we've only deemed like necessary things essential? Like those are the only things you can get, but like you can go to the corner store and you can get alcohol, you can get cigarettes, like what does personal responsibility play in there when like we're in a situation where everybody's under like intense stress, people have like lost their jobs, like these industries are kind of preying on these people. Like, just how do you kind of feel about that?
Well, let me provide an anecdote here. Well, two anecdotes. I know that anecdotal evidence is not all that strong and is kind of a bad faith argument, but it's all I got. So I started smoking because of the Navy, because of the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was good. It helped. It actually did help. Yes, there are negative side effects, but there is a reason that people seek out things like alcohol, fast food, cigarettes, whatever, right? You're saying that they do it because of stress, as if there's no reason for them to use it to take care of the stress. Right. And I'm not, and especially in a situation where like there's no way to like mitigate the stress, right? Like in a lot of situations, like there are ways that you can like not use cigarettes to deal with your stress, like more healthy ways to deal with it. But in a situation like this, there is no out. You don't have any other solution. So
Well,
it's not as the like I don't think that they're really preying on people.
I mean, your
because-
position this entire time has been personal responsibility and that you're not interested in the weak-willed, but wouldn't relying on a substance instead of dealing with your problems head-on be a sign of weakness by your own argument?
No.
Weren't you being weak by using a substance instead of fixing the stress in a more direct approach instead of using a substance to pass it off?
No. Yeah. In
I think
situations
it's
where you
also
can
fair
actually
that you could like, have a cigarette or have a beer and still address the problems in your life.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is like in a situation like this where you realistically cannot get rid of the problem that is causing the stress, right? I see absolutely no harm in just toning it down a little with whatever substance you choose.
Except for that it makes you more susceptible to having to go to the hospital if you get the coronavirus, the exact thing that we're trying to prevent.
Well, again, personal responsibility.
Yeah, but in this
know-
in this
you know
particular
that that-
situation, personal responsibility is not as out of the question. Like the government
No, no,
has
no.
stated that they want us to be home because they don't want people to enforce their personal responsibility.
No, wait, what?
Well, like, you know, people don't even have the option of taking responsibility in their own hands when they literally can't go to work.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
can't
So I
take the
don't.
risk.
I see no reason. I see no reason why like using a substance to just keep yourself a little bit more sane is a bad thing.
Well, I mean, if it's an addictive substance, then those people are becoming ridiculously addictive to those things.
Well, that's where I wanted to have the anecdote, right? Because both myself and my uncle became addicted to smoking. My uncle no longer smokes. And he did struggle with it 4 years, tried to quit multiple times. It just, at the end of the day, he realized that it was just going to take, like the only way for him to stop was going to be just pure iron will. Because none of like the weaning, like none of like the patches or the gum were actually helping it.
Absolutely. So how could you say it falls on personal responsibility to overcome something? Because not everybody is in the same place in society. Not everybody has like you might have people who don't really have that willpower or in a position in their life when they really can't, like, they really don't. I don't know. I kind of feel like personal responsibility, there needs to be more than that if you have something that is putting other people at risk. Like, there needs to be some kind of
but they-
regulation. And, like, I'm not saying that the level of regulation that we have right now isn't, like, acceptable, but we can't, like, if the cigarette companies had no regulation at all, like, we would have fucking kids smoking.
Well, here's a,
In
an
the case of
example.
in the case of children, right? The responsibility falls on the parents. Plain and
So
simple.
you don't think there should be laws that say, like, kids can't smoke? It should be the parents deciding that?
Yes. I mean, because no law is actually
no,
like
I mean,
we
we're
saw this with
arguing
vape,
very
like,
different things. Like, I'm okay with what we have now. Like, I even think 21 is kind of draconian. You go to the store and they're like, oh, you have to see your ID because Conrad bought a pack of fucking cigarellos and I have to see your ID because you're with him. And it's like, I am definitely older than 18, but now it's 21. So it's like, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
You can fucking
that-
be in the army, you know? I definitely
but
think some of the rules are insane, but, like, I think there needs to be some.
Well, no, because the way that I see it is that kids are going to do what you could put all the laws and regulations in place that you want. Kids are still gonna find a fucking way to get what
yeah,
they
but
want.
if there was no regulation, you would have those same cigarette companies donating or maybe, you know, sponsoring schools where they provide students with, you know, advertisement material.
Okay, so
There has
And
to be a
that's-
level of
and that's-
regulation.
and that's no different than kids seeing cigarette advertisements on TV.
If it's
it's
in
the
the
same
school,
thing.
it's a little different.
I don't think so.
There's a level of authority in school. You go to a school and
There's a level of
people are
authority on
authority
TV.
figures. Not as much as your teachers who have a personal, like,
I don't think kids
connection
respect
with you.
teachers. I don't think
no.
kids
There are
respect teachers
studies
that
that
much.
show that people are more influenced by the people they have in real life than people on TV. Like, there are studies that show that people are more influenced by role models and authority
Yeah,
figures.
yeah, the most powerful of which are your goddamn fucking parents. Like your parent, like
You don't get to pick
Kids
your
get-
parents.
no, but that's what I'm saying. The responsibility. If kids are smoking and you think that's a bad thing, which it is,
Then
the
what about
responsibility-
those parents that fucking make their kids, like, smoke
There's
with them?
pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit.
Okay, but that doesn't help the kid who's now fucked.
I'm not offering a
Regulation
solution.
has to come in there because then that person is grown up addicted to a substance, and you've already explained that it's incredibly difficult to overcome an addiction to a substance like that.
So, you're saying like on the back end? Yeah, no, there should definitely be regulation to like help people on the back end, absolutely. But my whole perspective on it is just that you know, if you are dedicated to getting a hold of something that is not good for you, you will find a way. And regulation
For
cannot
sure.
stop that. Regulation, I think,
Regulation's not about stopping; it's about reducing. Like,
but
there's
you can't.
obviously-
I've already explained that you can't do all of that much. Like you reach a limit where the regulation that you have anymore is not going to have a equal level of actual effect. So instead of putting attention and effort and money and whatever else into the front end of trying to stop the thing, just accept that there are going to be people who fall through, and instead focus on the back end and getting those people the help that they need.
So instead of preventing things, you want to just treat the things that we're enabling to happen at a higher degree. That
Yeah,
seems
and the
like
people who are
a waste of
trying to quit
resources.
are then thrown into a fucking world where there is no regulation on how easy it is to get this substance. Like, they're thrown back into a world where it's just going to lead them to get addicted again.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that because there's not enough support on the back end, that's what it looks like now, right? If you had more support and more effort and money on the back end, you'd have a completely different picture painted, right? Like, because right now there's actually the problem is that you have so much stigma. If you
I agree, but like,
to,
I don't think it costs that much money to make laws regarding these things. Like, it doesn't cost the government money.
Not to make laws, but to enforce them. Oh boy. And because to enforce a law takes a lot of money, right?
Well, I mean, just making a regulation isn't the same. Like, you could not enforce something and make it a regulation that, like, kids can't get cigarettes if they're under 21, but we're not going to enforce the law if somebody is, you know?
Well, that's my thing, right? Is that you have diminishing returns on a front end regulation, right? Like, you can put them all in place all you want, but inevitably there will be people that slip through the cracks, right?
That's fine. Then it's your responsibility. Like, you could still get it. You know, you're not going to be punished for breaking that law.
Well, then what is the point of having it? Whereas if you have something on the back end,
it's to keep people from not smoking because it fucking fucks their lungs up.
But if you have something on the back end, right, that helps people, that is more dedicated to actually helping people and not just
definitely think you've kind of lost the argument with smoking, because it's all of our concerns if people are smoking and dying earlier and having to go to the hospital, and we have to spend a ton of taxpayer money on people who are disabled or in the hospital or on unemployment. Like, even by allowing these substances, like, it is a public health concern, you know. It's all of our concerns. So it's not just like self-responsibility, because you're not the only person being impacted. But like, that's only true for certain things like cigarettes, you know.
I don't know. I just feel like that if you had more effort put into the back end, you would actually see greater returns, right? Because if there was no stigma with like going to get help for some sort of addiction, right? I don't care what it is.
No, I agree.
Right?
I agree. We definitely should be, helping those people.
If you lower the stigma, you have more people actually willingly going and getting out of that. Getting out of that spot. And so the money that you put in has a much more tangible result, i.e. a person who has been
and it would
fixed.
be nice if they can go back into a world that is very supportive of and encouraging of them quitting their addiction, and not one that is going to be like every fucking store you go to there's a giant cigarette advertisement, or like celebrities are telling you to smoke, because then you're just losing those people.
Well, that's where it comes into the rehabilitation, to sort of steel you for that, right? Like to help you develop the skills, right? It's not just enough to get off the addiction, because plenty of people go to rehab, get out, and get right back on whatever there is, even today.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't that hurt your argument then?
Yeah.
Like, would it be better to just prevent it entirely, as opposed to like, let's go rehabilitate people that has a small percentage?
No, because I don't like the idea. I really don't like the idea of telling the people who want to do it that because of some people, you can't do a thing.
Well, we allow people to smoke.
You can smoke. It's just...
It's extremely easy to smoke. You can go to any store that's open now and they sell cigarettes, because those are the only essential businesses.
Yeah, I don't want it to become more difficult. I don't want it to become more... I don't want the activity itself to become like this terrible stigma where like, because if you do front end stuff, like you're talking about like the
Yeah, but
draconian
it's
nature
not
of
the
being
laws
21.
that are creating the stigma. It's the people who are creating the stigma.
Right. It's a social stigma, not a regular.
Like,
I mean,
weed
the government
smoking's
loves
illegal, but a
smoking.
lot
They
of
make
people don't
tons of
hold
tax money off
stigmas
selling
towards
cigarettes. It's
I'm too
people.
I'm too libertarian for you guys. Is what I'm getting.
I
I
mean,
don't know if this is libertarianism. Just sounds like abdicating the greater social good, or just not caring about that at all. I mean,
well,
I am totally for personal responsibility, and I think anything you do to fuck up, you should be responsible or like work towards solving it, and you should understand where you are at in relation to everything else. But like, I just don't think we should completely ignore the fact that there are things happening at the top that could be done to prevent a lot of the trickle down issues that individuals face. And that's it. Both are good.
I would rather provide like I would rather have things that empower the individual to make the correct decisions rather than forcing them into one decision over another.
Agree to disagree, I guess. What else we got on the docket? This has been going on for like almost an hour.
oh, well, we're gonna talk about Ash Vampire's video, but I was just asking people how they were doing and you know, what's new with the world. We really haven't touched very much on Bernie.
I feel like
Dropping out
it's
of the
Press
race.
F for Bernie.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tom, do you have any opinions on that?
I think it's hilarious that it happened the day after Ben's birthday.
No, that is kind of like the most notable thing about it.
I get fucked.
It's just like,
How do
happy
you feel
birthday,
about
Ben,
him
I'm done.
encouraging people to in Wisconsin to continue voting for him, even though like I'm sure no matter what the results were, you know, it wouldn't look good for him.
I don't
It's
really
butthurt.
understand.
It's butthurt.
Or why
I don't
he's
know.
deciding to stay on the ballot, even though like that means people will go out to voting locations, and potentially exposing themselves to the virus.
I mean, it's just the fact that we're still even like worrying about the presidential election right now, I think is ridiculous.
I think the
there's
fact
more
that they
important
held that
things.
election was straight low IQ, like asking for it.
Yeah, no, of course.
We already
It's like-
have people. We know people are gonna fucking break the rules on Easter. Like we don't need a whole state to go out and like vote for a poll, like vote on a fucking poll, and touch the same thing everybody else has done. Like that will not be good.
No, it's not.
They
good.
didn't give
I
people
mean,
hand sanitizer and masks, which they should have done if they were gonna hold an event like this.
Lol.
Not that it's even gonna do enough to prevent the spread at that point, especially when you're talking about a group that dense going on for so long.
Oh
it's
right.
it's just not a good idea. There's just so much.
No.
Like,
Well, I mean, you guys know that I don't believe that the virus is all that dangerous. So
I mean,
to
it doesn't
me-
really matter because like people are freaked out about it.
Oh, I know, but to me, all this looks like is them just like showing their hand that they know that it's not all that dangerous, and they just want to push what they want, and so they're,
Well,
you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think
Like,
that's true.
wait,
I think some
how
of
can
them,
it-
some
how
of them
can
are
it
like
bo-
fucking Biden is hiding away. Like he is legit not coming out. He's worried about that shit.
how is it that the virus isn't that bad, and also don't trust the numbers coming out of China? It's way worse than they're making it out to be. Is the virus like? There's just a bunch of people with coughs over there. Do you think? I don't know your position on the virus at all because we haven't.
Oh
we've never
Jesus
talked about
Christ. Okay.
it. So
Let's all take a deep breath. All right. So we had an entire episode where Ash Vampire basically came out and, you know, laid some conspiracy theories down. But I think we are both of the same mind that the media is definitely blowing this out of proportion into making it into like, you know, everybody's going to end up getting it. But when in reality, most people don't even know that they have it.
well, yeah. I mean, we can't trust the news about anything because they're profit motivated and attention motivated. So anything they can do to get eyeballs is what they're gonna do.
Oh, definitely. And like
I mean, that goes without saying.
they
so,
try
like,
to make fucking stories out of anything, like the hydroxychloroquine. How anytime somebody like misuses it, it becomes a news story that we talk about when I definitely think in that case, personal responsibility should have been a factor.
Tom, long and short of it, I don't know where the virus came from. I highly suspect that it is an unfinished bioweapon from China. However,
China.
however,
China, people died.
more or less, I think that it is an attempt. I think that it is a tool of political warfare between one side and the other. And I think that the two sides in question are people that we have never heard of.
Sure. I mean, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm knowledgeable enough on biology or anything like that to have an opinion on like what the actual effect of this virus is going to be.
Neither do the politicians.
And of course they don't either. Nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, yeah, because they're tools.
Well, they're all tools.
You've
of
seen how the
course.
politicians are with like fucking Google. You think they know anything about this virus? The North Carolina, the fucking governor came out and said, "We didn't know that this spreads in the air." Like
Yeah,
this, now that we
No,
learned
that was
about this.
that was in Georgia.
Oh yeah, Georgia.
and-
I knew it was
and that's-
someplace down there.
That is where one of the headquarters for the CDC is.
hmm
It was,
That's the
yeah.
funny part. That's the
That's
real
right
funny
where the
part.
CDC
Oh.
headquarters. I mean, there was a video that YouTube was recommending to me last night from NBC saying like coronavirus impacts the poor the most, and just like no fucking shit. Do you understand how medical care works in this country? Of course, it's going to affect the poor the most. They're not going to be able to go get fucking treatment, and it's just
And
like,
they're the ones working right now.
right, and they're the ones who have to work. So it's just like, oh my god, I don't know. I mean, even my whole like nightmare scenario about this, even before like it became a big deal, like when I was just reading about like, oh, it's in China and it's bad and stuff, like back in like the beginning of January, it was like, man, wouldn't it be fucked up if this was just like became the new normal and like coronavirus was just a thing? And it's like, yeah, people just don't go out. I remember young Johnny, my grandson in the future, back when we could go outside and frolic and not have to worry about getting sick or something.
Well,
That would be pretty fucked up.
okay. So I don't even think that the virus is like I said, the virus I think is just an excuse by powers unbeknownst to us to be more draconian, to institute rules that people will just follow, that they are just okay with governmental overreach and the removal of civil liberties. Have you seen the number of stories coming out about people, especially in California and New York, of people calling the cops because someone was just outside?
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. I disagree that I think that that was the point of the virus, but I absolutely think that there are people in government using it as an excuse to start passing legislation that otherwise wouldn't be passed in a normal time.
Okay,
Like,
so we
The
disagree
rule of
with
the government is never let a good crisis go to waste. Like every time there's ever been any sort of crisis, it's
Yeah.
always been more government intervention that never seems to go away. You know, like
well, that's why I'm thinking that it's really funny that they're like resetting the rules of how to report deaths, because they tried to take advantage of this crisis, regardless of whether or not you and I disagree on like why that's the case. They tried to take advantage of it,
of course.
and then it comes out that, oh, this isn't actually as bad as we were making it out to be. Fuck, we have to make it actually look bad enough to justify the bullshit that we're trying to push.
I can't keep up with the information to know what's up and what's fucking down. I don't know. There are people saying it's really fucking bad and the numbers are being suppressed. There are people saying it's not bad at all. The numbers are being inflated.
The CDC the other day released new guidelines on how to report coronavirus deaths. Basically, if you die and you had it, it is reported as being caused by the coronavirus, regardless of any pre-existing condition that might have actually caused the death. So if you have a heart,
And other
If you have-
countries are
if you have a
starting to like end their quarantines too. So I think a lot of people are like, okay, it's not that bad. We can handle it.
Mhm. Yeah, but they can't have you thinking that because they just did a whole bunch of really, really sketchy shit based on the premise that it is going to be really bad. So they have to make it look as bad as they have to make it seem as though they were justified in what they were trying to do, what they are still doing. It's hilarious.
Like for instance, how they are they're trying to make a database of every coronavirus patient or anybody who was tested positive. Just
list.
a fucking database of them.
It's the list. I'm telling you, it's a fucking list, man.
And the police also have access to that information. And it's just like, why would they need that?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't
What's your
trust.
opinion on the mole people in New York City?
That's where the
The
virus
mole
came
children.
Thought they
I'm
were
more-
crab people.
I'm excited as hell about it.
I'm more down with the lizard people that live in the sewers.
Oh, disgusting.
Crab people and cat
That's where the
people,
real
dude.
word. Yeah.
Have you guys
My
heard about
God.
this 5G?
Yeah,
Oh, that
the-
shit is fucking hysterical.
What's the 5G?
There's
There's people who think that like all the major carriers are rolling out 5G right now. And
yeah,
there's
I mean,
there
it's
was
been
already
planned too. Like, it's not like they're
Yeah.
just used like, oh, everybody's
It was-
the police
it was
are gone. We're putting them
controversial.
up.
it was controversial from the beginning because it uses like I guess like narrower waves or something to
higher penetration waves.
higher penetration waves.
Iodizes
So, like,
the oxygen. Is that what they say?
it can apparently possibly penetrate your skin and like fuck you up because it's radiation at the end
It
of the day.
is.
Yeah, and people
And,
say it like it exhibits itself as the coronavirus.
And well, yeah, which is ridiculous because like the people were already worried
That-
about
that is-
5G last
is-
year before
yeah.
the coronavirus even happened because
Yeah, but why
not
would
only-
it exhibit itself as the coronavirus?
well that's
Well,
the
that's-
stupid thing about it. Like you're
Yeah.
taking a completely unrelated controversial thing, slapping them together and being like correlation is causation, right, guys?
God,
The-
Even though
okay,
they're barely
the-
I
correlated
love
at
that.
all.
I love that so fucking much.
the really funny thing for me is that as a former nuclear mechanic, I understand exactly how radiation works and exactly how like radiation poisoning works. So to hear people saying this shit is absolutely hysterical. It shows a fundamental
Okay,
ignorance
one
about
thing for sure is if this was actually what was happening, people would be way more serious about it. It wouldn't just be
Yeah.
like the schizos online. It'd be like
Well, and
fucking
and
everybody
that's-
would be worried about it.
Right.
That's the thing. If it
Doctors and
really
shit.
were, if it were radiation poisoning, it would just be your lungs. Like it would be everything.
Oh yeah, dude.
and like we would
Maybe
be
it
able to
is.
we know how to treat radiation poisoning to a certain degree. It's not like we've never dealt with that before. But this is
Well,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
virus. It's a virus. It's not radiation poisoning. Radiation is
And
not
also,
a virus.
there's countries that don't even have 5G that have the coronavirus, so it's
It-
absolute
right, it's
nonsense.
spread
Like countries, yeah. It's so fucking Did you see the video on Twitter of like somebody in the UK actually set fire to a 5G distributor?
Dude, it's a
pole?
fucking psyop. I'm pretty sure it's a psyop at this point because I don't think
For what?
any real smart person believes this. Oh, just to be angry, just to fucking do
Oh,
dumb
oh,
angry
okay,
bullshit.
yeah.
To scapegoat the fucking the telecommunication companies when like we all know who really caused this.
Oh wait,
Sure.
Keyblade Spirit in the
The mole
Discord
children.
says
I'm looking at you, Bill
says this.
Gates. I'm gonna die.
Keyblade Spirit says that somebody called
Jesus.
Nathan Masri saying that
Oh my
coronavirus is
God.
actually sarin gas.
Oh my god.
Oh,
great.
anything,
man.
anything they can do.
Oh Jesus. Well,
It
I
doesn't
think
have to be more complicated. It could just be it's a fucking virus.
well,
It's just
well,
a virus.
I mean,
think
yeah,
that
I mean
what-
it
Something
is,
needs
right?
violence
At the
in.
end of the day, it definitely
Like,
is.
isn't that bad enough? Do we really need to dig any deeper? Like that's
Well, that's
I don't know,
already a lot to
guys.
deal with.
that's the funny thing to me because I think that people are realizing that something is out of whack with this. That something like people I think are realizing that the dots don't line up quite right
Mhm.
with the explanations provided to us so far.
But like,
but I
that's
think
everything, isn't it?
well,
Like,
but I think that these people are afraid of acknowledging some of the stuff like me, right? Like people are afraid of going as far as I do in how I think about it. And so they're trying to lay the blame at the feet of something that they can actually control.
Mhm.
Like something that
Sure.
has a very clear, like, that is what it is. That is the reason. I can attack that. I can be angry about that. But if you're like me and you're like, yeah, no, I think it's, the Illuminati, then what do you it's no different than abdicating control to it being just a virus. So I think it's literally just people realizing something is off here, but I need to have a reason and an explanation to be angry about something and not just some ephemeral if some ephemeral undefined quantity that is at the source of it.
Yeah,
and so
it's
they
just
just come up with
boring.
stupid shit.
I like 5G and mole people. That's the cause.
I
I
get-
choose
it's
to
great.
believe
It
this.
is really funny, but I'm like, that's why. That's why people are, going ape shit on stupid reasons, because it's uncomfortable to acknowledge that you don't have as much control over the world as you thought you did.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like conspiracy theories in a nutshell.
Oh boy. Do you guys?
Some of them just happen to
Either
be
of you
true,
guys know
yeah.
who Robert Sora is?
No.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I do.
Is,
Fuck that
is my
guy.
day about to be made? Is this gonna be funny?
I
or
have
is
to
it just
make
gonna be
sure that
depressing?
I'm. No, it's really funny. It's just about 5G. So Robert
hate
Sora
Robert Sora.
commissioned me to make him a T-shirt.
Wow.
That had 5G. Replace chemtrails with 5G, and then it had me like inflating Digi, with like a bike pump.
What
And
the
I fucking
fuck?
made a shirt that literally looked like that. Let's see if I can fucking find it.
Oh my god.
It was definitely fucking a
Why?
lot.
Where can I buy one?
I was gonna say totally based.
I take back what I say. I like Robert Sora now. He was the guy who said I didn't have a job.
Oh, I mean, they're Austrian. They're a guy, I guess.
Okay, well,
Let's
when you
see.
say they're Austrian,
Oh my god, this guy tweets so much. I don't know if I'm gonna see it. Maybe.
No, Sai, I don't actually believe in the Illuminati as it is traditionally defined. But I'm not going to get into what I think it
That's
actually is because I
definitely-
did that on a prior stream.
Oh, he must have not shared it on Twitter.
Man,
Unfortunately.
I watched the Obama Deception by Alex Jones. I'm all about the Bilderberg Group and the Trilateral Commission. I know
Boy.
what's up.
You know what's the best thing about conspiracy theories is that if you're somebody like Alex Jones, you get to come up with like cool names for like dumb shit.
Oh yeah, and everybody will just cling on to it.
Well, not even that, but like you just get to refer to stupid shit by like cool ass names. That
Yeah.
enough isn't that's
Everybody
enough for me.
starts referring to your fanfic. It's fucking great.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Project Melody. Deb,
Based.
yeah, she is you guys know what VTubers are? Have you watched any VTubers on YouTube?
Oh, I
watched-
did.
I
Oh,
watched
I did.
Alex's Video, who seems to be well versed in the topic.
You'd be surprised. Not actually.
Michelle, have
Versed
you
enough
seen
to
any
make a video.
VTubers?
I've watched them like once.
What's your hot take on VTubers?
I don't like that they're making a market for uggos to get attention.
Yeah, but don't you
That's
think
my
there's like a
stance.
certain level of like, grooming and upkeep that is respectable in people who can maintain a VR streamer personality, of people who are able to like, come off as this perfectly desirable character for a long period of time?
No, I hate it.
Cuz I don't know, I think that is more admirable than just like a hot chick online.
Well, the way
Now
that
I
I
have to
see
have
it,
talent.
We already, I mean,
I feel like
hotness
VTubers
is
are the-
already corrupted. Like fucking every girl has Facetune.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like VTubers are the first step towards what I've always assumed the end state of like technology would be the complete abdication of the physical body and like the physical form.
Mhm.
Like I think we're all just gonna exist in VR someday. And
But
like,
I have
the
a good
idea of
physical
like,
form.
well, sorry, you're
But
one.
that-
cell
but
I mean, but it's
Michelle-
only
validated now.
temporary. Like,
well, not just that, but Michelle, think about it like this, right? You may have a good physical form, but through the power of the internet, you could have an ideal.
No, because
Physical
now
form.
everybody can have an ideal physical form. What's so special about me now?
you're the other thing.
Give money to me.
Because then
Well,
because
no,
it's the craft of it, right? It's the creation of something that you personally value more than
Absolutely.
what you are
Project
given.
Melody has way more personality than just like, I don't know,
hot
just
chick.
a retarded chick who has a boob job and makeup
I mean,
on.
it takes more effort. It takes much more effort to make a successful VTuber than it does
And
to
more-
like, have tits.
Yeah,
and more like thought and like
I don't think they
actual
should have as
dedication.
many white knights. Like, I think people should be
No.
realistic about what Project Melody is actually doing, and like, not
it is at the end of the day still a
not
girl.
put the pussy on a pedestal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a girl in her room diddling herself for
And
dudes
isn't that
on
the most
internet.
appealing thing about it? For me, that is. It's just like, oh, I mean, she's just like me then. Okay.
This is the unsightly uprising that I've always been
Exactly.
scared of.
I mean, it seemed inevitable.
I
Well,
mean, you can't see
the
them,
thing
so
is-
like they automatically like people know that she might be ugly.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because I didn't bring this up in the video because it wasn't kind of relevant to the larger point that I was making, but I'm inclined to think that the vast majority of people behind VTubers, the girls might not actually be ugly. Because I think that if you
No,
are
they're
ugly,
mostly not. Like when Econ
Yeah,
was over here, he like showed us a picture of like some Anon had like captured all of their like Facebook pictures and like compared it to each of their VR personas, and it's like these are all like aspiring idol type girls. Like they
Well,
were
but-
scouted out because they are charming and attractive.
well, that's the thing, because I think that if you are somebody who is, you know, a fat bitch or something like that, right? That sort of is
Dude, you have a fat
ingrained-
soul.
Well, yeah, kind of. Like it's ingrained into you that you are not attractive, right? On some
Oh.
level. So even if you have something to hide behind, you are not comfortable putting yourself out there in front of people. It doesn't matter if people could see you. Mentally, you know what you are. And so I think that the vast majority of VTubers are probably not ugly girls.
I mean, I think it's a certain personality of, you know, people who are very self-confident and sexy, but like also they just seem like hot girls. Like they seem like this is how a hot girl would react.
Yeah, and you can't get that if you're not hot.
Unless you're
Like,
a really
that's-
good actress, but then you don't need to fucking be a VR tuber at that point, do
Exactly.
you?
No,
You
because
can
you
just
can't
Exactly.
get
pretend to
jobs
be a
because
hot
you're so
chick.
ugly.
That's not true.
The amount of confidence that a lot of VTubers have has to stem from a personality that is confident. And if you are not, and if you're ugly, you're not gonna have that level of confidence.
And I mean, beauty
So-
is subjective. Like, even if if Project Melody was like slightly uglier than Michelle, I'd be like, that's still like the hottest fucking girl. Like, you know, because it's
Slightly
fucking
uglier
Project.
than Michelle.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're a fucking bikini model, so you know. I just see you as like, oh, you know, it's okay if I don't look good as Michelle because I don't get paid for it, so it's all right. I have an excuse.
Somebody
Even if
make
you
me a
consider
3D
yourself
girl so
a
I can
normal
voice.
person, I don't.
Thank you, May.
Well, it's interesting, Tom. Do you agree with my ending point as to like why she's important? Having
Because
watched the video.
It's like, let me just recap to make sure I understood the point and remember it because it's been like a week and change. The kind of like final point you were talking about is that like Project Melody is kind of like the next step in like making the internet like, I don't want to say real, but like solidifying the appeal of the internet in a way that is almost like perfect on a level above what we have right now, because there you have this construct that you can appreciate that doesn't have to be weighed down by the baggage of an actual persona outside of the character itself.
Mhm.
And like that's like a step on the direction to like almost like meat space and the internet kind of merging into something that's no longer separate.
Well, no. I'm saying that this is an indication of the internet overtaking meat space in terms of social evolution. Because I think
Alright.
that people
I have to just
What?
address a comment that I saw. So Marco Bracco says in the chat, Project Melody sounds kind of fat, TBH. And I have kind of a conspiracy theory that she is a little chubbier because whenever she puts her hands down, they don't quite contort to her body. So it's kind of like, oh, so like they don't quite go all the way to her body. There's kind of a little gap. So it's like her hands are not
Well-
being registered as like being that close to her chest because she's fatter.
well, no, well,
But like it might
Counter-argument.
not be like she's like obese, but like I just think she is
well, no.
bigger than her avatar at the very
Does anybody
least.
have the proportions of an anime?
No, I
girl?
mean absolutely that's true, but like I'm, you know.
Well, not just that, but I think that is just the limitations of the model, because there have been multiple times where her arm just completely clips through her body.
Yeah. No, it's
Right.
definitely a little janky, but like when they seem to be resting at her side, I'm talking about they do not
Well,
rest at one side.
that could be what that could be a resting animation, because there are multiple instances, if you've watched multiple streams, right, where she has specific animations that she can just set the model to do while she's
Yeah.
doing something else.
Yeah.
So I think that might be one of those.
No, I've seen it enough times where I literally don't think that her arms come that close to her. That's all. That's just a little detail that I've noticed. But like, again, I do think that it is acceptable to be a little bit bigger than an anime girl size, because
Disagree.
that's very unrealistic. You know,
I don't think
she
she's fat,
could
though.
probably still be really hot and like not be as skinny as her avatar, you know?
Because
That's
it's literally
all.
not possible.
No, exactly. So it's kind of like she doesn't look like that. Like already
Is
the
this, like,
disconnect
really-
is made.
Is this really relevant though? Like, aren't people interested in Melody as the construct herself and not the person behind
No,
it?
that's exactly what I think the appeal of it is like
Mhm.
she has a VR like avatar because she is like us. She's in her room. Watch on Shatterbait, you know? We are in the same
Well,
place.
As we do.
Well, that's the thing, is that was kind of the point of my video, is
Yeah.
that she represents the collective understanding of what it is to exist on the internet. Because I explained in the video that the avatar as it exists on the internet is a full encapsulation of who you are, yourself. The self on the internet is entirely encapsulated in your profile image. That's why people freak out when they change their name on the internet, or they change their profile picture, because so much of the identity that you have constructed is based in that avatar, in that name. So if you change that, that is like undergoing a complete reassessment of who you are in terms of identity.
Mhm.
So
Well, it's like the equivalent of like getting like facial reconstruction surgery, you know? Like, because,
exactly.
like,
So when you assign
it's our
that,
way of like
when-
projecting how we identify people in the physical space through the internet, like the profile photo and the username become that identity, which is
So-
always why it's weird when you see somebody else using the same profile picture as somebody you talk to on the regular.
exactly. So
Mhm.
when you assign that much social power to a specific image, to an avatar, what you end up getting is the ability to fully construct your identity as you see fit. So when you have somebody like Melody who comes on the scene, right, and she is able to only be, because we've never seen Melody's face, we have never, interacted with her in any way outside the avatar. That means that the appeal of her is exclusively through the avatar. People are not interested in Melody on the other side of the image. It literally can't exist because there is no conception of who that is.
I just want to jack off. You know?
But can you jack off to Project Melody?
Yes, you
I'm
can.
not that into 3D, like, I don't know. It's
The
either
best
too-
part of it
or
is
real.
knowing that it's like a group experience. That it's not just you jacking off in your room. It's everybody who's watching
You know,
Project Melody doing the
I-
same.
Even after watching Ash's vid and having a complete better contextual understanding of Project Melody and not just seeing it referred to in tweets, it just does not seem like something I'd personally be interested. I can appreciate the context, especially as you presented it, because I think it is important.
Same,
but-
Tom.
That does not change the fact that for me, I just don't care personally. That's not something I would ever sit down and spend time watching.
Well, that's interesting, because that might mean that you're already beyond the stage that she represents for the vast majority of people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, because my whole point was that Melody exists as I go into at the very end how biological essentialism has always been sort of seen as this thing where you cannot get rid of the three core elements of what it is to be human: eating, sleeping, and fucking. Okay.
Right.
Melody sort of shows that you can get rid of one of those things, the desire to fuck, without there actually being any physical presence there. But like you can extricate that desire from yourself and have that feeling satisfied without there actually being any physical contact involved. So it's very possible that there are many of us, you and Michelle being two of them potentially, who don't actually, who are already at that point.
I'm
so
sure
the-
I could jack off to it. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not. Yeah,
yeah.
but see, you're just like the lack of interest to me would indicate that you already have like passed through that stage of human evolution.
I'm post coom.
In a way, yeah. Like Tom, you
I've ascended.
you're like Tom, you are anti-food. You survive on Huel.
Oh, what's left? Like he's post coom, he's post food. What else? do you
Exactly.
want?
Yeah,
I mean, I
that's-
wouldn't even go that far. I mean, I would my coom status is closer to what you were talking about in the beginning of the Melody vid, where it's just like I just wanted to be over as quickly as possible so I can do other more important things.
God
exactly.
damn.
Exactly, right? And you're already trying to take steps to be post food. And
As soon
for
as
a
I
lot
can
of
be post human, that's when I'll finally arrive.
yeah,
You're
but see
almost a
that's
god.
that's what I mean.
I
You're
try every
already
day.
on the road. You're already chasing that attempt to escape from the desires and the needs of the physical form and still retain your sense of the sense of the individual.
Sure.
So in already being at that stage, the appeal of Melody might be a little bit lost on you on account of you don't need her to recognize that step of your own individuality. You see what I'm getting at?
Sure.
So
I am confusion.
I can step back and appreciate what it is from a distance without wanting to actively participate. And I think it's definitely an interest. And as someone who just kind of wrote it off as like, yeah, it's just a bunch of simps being simps. The greater context you presented in was very interesting.
Sims be simping.
Dude, Simps
Yeah.
should be fucking abolished no matter where they are. Like, if I have any Simps in my audience, death to you.
Sims are the
That's all I
bane
have to
of
say.
society. Please give us money though.
Please identify yourself if you're a simp, so I can then collect collateral off of you.
Please.
You can't say death to simps and then want their money. You got to take a stance one way or the
They
other.
can live if they give me money.
Oh, okay. How
But if you
convenient.
give
So they
other
continue to do what
thoughts
they do
money,
best.
I am fucking banning you for life. That's all.
There's no cure for simpness yet. So
You just
in the
gotta
meantime,
start.
the
You just
cure
gotta
for
start a
simpness.
VTuber network. Have like 15 different VTubers running
They're all
simultaneously.
Tommy Oliver designs, so they're all like furry
Did
animals.
I ever tell you about my proto VTuber I wanted to make back during the pony days?
no.
Oh, for real? Did you really?
I was very close to doing it. Yeah.
Why
when
didn't
season-
you?
Because I was a coward. But when
You could have
season
been
4
rich.
when season 4 started, I didn't want to do pony videos anymore, so I was gonna make a fake YouTuber that was a girl and was a rape victim, so she never showed her camera on face. She was uncomfortable, and I would have raked in the dough, but I ended up not.
Oh my
That's
god.
literally me. You could have me do that.
Well, when the new pony show drops, we have our plan. We'll split it 50-50.
Dude,
Well,
fucking
it's-
based.
It's actually kind of funny that you mentioned that because another thing, I didn't bring this up in the VTuber thing, but another thing that I find very interesting about the entire phenomenon, right, is its encouragement of moving internet content away from the one man show, right? Because
Mhm.
in a weird kind of counterintuitive way, internet content has for a really long time just been kind of relegated to being one man show type stuff. Like you see stuff like Red Letter Media.
and if it isn't, it's like they hide that shit. Like they don't want you to know that they have fucking writers. They don't want you to know they have an
Yeah.
SEO guy.
yeah,
They
it's
really want it to be like, yeah, you're just paying me, but like it's
but the
Well,
the weird
internet has been the anti-mainstream for so long. That's how
Well,
it
but
started.
the
and that's
most
kind of-
interesting thing
Well-
though is I think it would really legitimize YouTube if people are like, yeah, this is a fucking project. Like multiple people are making this possible, but like
I
people
think-
reject
but
that.
not just but the
I
weird
don't
thing
think we're
about it-
ready for that yet. I think a lot of people go to the internet because they want to reject that corporate structure, and even to like imply that there's any sort of like business structure involved in something that they've is really sold
But is
on
it
the
really
image
just
of
like
being
2 or 3
organic.
guys? Is that what you described?
Well, that's
I don't think it should be. I think you're right that there should be more of that, but I think there would be pushback from a lot of people who look at these creators as the one-man band and idolize that, or just not even idolize
I
that,
think
but
the
just
people that
so
really
much-
like just only thrive because they tricked their audience into thinking that they're one-man shows when they actually have other people working for them deserve to fucking like fuck you. It's a meritocracy on here. Like, you should be upfront about who's working for your shit.
Well,
Agreed.
the weird thing to me about this whole thing is that it seems kind of counterintuitive to me to have this vision of the one man show on the internet when kind of the whole point of the internet was, well, not the point, but like one of its defining attributes is its ability to interconnect people, to actually like cause people to come together to do things that they couldn't otherwise do. That ability is weirdly forsaken in the creation of internet content. And the one thing about VTubers that I think is really awesome is that because by nature of the avatar, right? It has almost like just naturally trended to allowing for people to come together to create something again without anybody being upset about it.
And people know who made Project Melody. Like, it's this guy called Digitrix. I follow him on Twitter, but like he's an actual guy and he like advertises himself as the creator of Project Melody. And I actually got to meet him at a convention before he became famous.
Oh.
Well, see, that's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Is that because the VTuber is entirely behind a digital construct, not just a person, right? The idea that there is more than one person involved in allowing that to exist is a lot less offensive, I think, to a lot of people because, yes, of course, obviously, you can't have something like that exist solely by the power of just one person.
Definitely.
Now,
And the artist that created that is going to get a huge promotion because not only can he create, like, once you create the model, there's like not so much work. You can make another model. Like, you can grow your business from that.
exactly. And so that ability to like reestablish this kind of understood paradigm of the internet, allowing people to work together to make things better than they could on their own.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the VTuber is allowing people to overcome their stigma of that sort of structure being relegated to the very corporate feeling content is awesome. I love it.
About that, this person in the chat called Zeskel Zefker says, although some VTubers make their own models, because there's actually software where you can create your own models. Like, Michelle, if you want a model and you don't want to have to pay Tom like $1,000, you could just get your own. You would just have to have the equipment that you would need anyways.
Yeah, like obviously people can make their own, obviously. But it really shows because like when I was doing research for this video and I was like watching a bunch of VTubers, you can almost without fail pick out the ones that were made by the person doing the actual VTubing.
Definitely.
Because okay, Melody actually impresses me a lot just because of the large like the high effort tracking. Like when she moves her fingers, each individual
it's
one
so
actually moves.
sophisticated compared to any other VR tuber.
Exactly, right? You can
And
always
that's
tell.
why she can work as like a sex cam girl, because like the other ones, like there is
'Cause the
not
model-
enough fucking motion to be able to be sexy.
Right?
They don't dance around on stream. They're just sitting there. You know, it's just about the face mainly.
Yeah, the high effort ones cannot be done by somebody who's going to actually be the one behind them.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see that she's not only is she like pushing the internet in terms of a way of life forward, but also just making it apparent that the internet is about pushing people together to allow them to make things that they couldn't on their own
Mm-hmm.
without the stigma of that corporatism. I fucking love it.
Yeah, and to be able to enter such an intimate market as like cam whoring, I think is really interesting that you can have like a team collaboration become like a sex thing. But like at the end of the day, that's what porn is about. But we only celebrate the actors in porn, not the cameramen.
but not even that. I mean, you could say the same thing about like I don't know, fucking dojins, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, you have a guy who makes a dojin, right? Well, I mean, nobody's going to read it if you can't get it distributed anywhere,
Yeah.
right? Thank Christ for N hentai or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Like,
great for creators to kind of embrace this technology because it means they can be more visible with the product than ever before.
Yeah.
And there's no
The idea-
stigma
the-
attached to the idea that this is a group project.
yeah, Melody sort of shows that like there is nothing wrong with a creative endeavor being more than like be anything other than a one-man show.
Keyblade Spirit says, "Isn't team collaboration already a sex thing? It's called a fucking orgy." Yeah, but do you get credit? Do you get a credit sequence at the end of the orgy? Like, do you put your business cards out there? This is what I'm talking about. I gotta be right back. I
Maybe
gotta go
you
to
Plug
the
all your
bathroom.
shit.
You guys should plug all your shit. Talk about what you guys are doing. Well, I pee.
I am currently doing a sketch of Pump, Gibbs'
Oh.
character.
Oh, for OnlyFans?
No. Even though that would have been fucking hilarious. We were talking about possibly
Dude,
doing
get
a
on that
co-
shit. Do a VR of Punk.
Oh god. I mean, she's
And then Gib
Better
can
pro-
like do the
better
do the
proportion for it than
movements.
Azumi, that's for sure.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be great.
Be
I'm
hilarious.
doing a pretty high detail, not high detail, but like a more detailed version of Pump than usual because I'm going to try and make a higher polygon model of it than I usually do. It's going to be an interesting
Ooh.
experiment for tonight.
Too bad I have a dad, so I can't do porn.
what
I'm gonna be good at it.
what means like why does having a dad prevent you from doing porn?
Because I don't have a want to do porn. Because I have a dad. That's in my life.
It's fair enough.
So
Tom, that
I have
already
no
looks pretty dope.
motivation. So I can't help you with that VR stuff, Tom. I know you really wanted to.
Yeah, I was ready to get started right now, but you know what am I
Yeah.
going to do?
But I don't know May's relationship with her dad, so like maybe get on that.
True.
I will take a cut.
Boy, I'm back.
Okay.
I
I
am
heard
currently-
that Pump is gonna be a VTuber now.
if only.
All right, I
Yeah.
just
Fine.
want you guys to know before you decide on voice actors that I have actually done voice work stuff in 2 occasions. One for Zen's animation, and I'm also going to be in a video game that's coming out. So that's all I have to say.
Legit.
For
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be in a fucking video game, so it's
I'll
only
be in a
like
video
one
game.
line, but still, I'm the main character, so
Nice.
that's a big deal.
I'm currently working on something that May, you probably know what it is.
I do.
Yeah, because I told you about it.
Oh fuck. Okay, I think I know what you mean.
I am currently engaged in the most masochistic anime watching experience I have ever put myself through.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh my god, do
This-
I hate myself.
Why would you continue watching it if you didn't like it?
What is it?
Okay, so I watched the first season. Thought it was really, really bad.
I've only
But then
seen
I
the
was
first
like-
season, so I can't really
Okay.
speak about the other ones.
Oh, okay.
I hate-
Then I realized that, man, if I want to do a proper video on this, I gotta watch it all.
He's talking about Higurashi, by the way.
Oh, God, it's so fucking bad. Everything
Have you
about
guys
it is
seen
bad.
Higurashi?
No,
No,
I'm
I've
looking
only
up what
heard
it
the
is
word.
right
Okay.
now.
I don't
Ash,
even know
we
what
will
it
have
is.
to save this for another episode because I would love to have a discussion about Higurashi with you. But I also think that we should get other people who have seen it because otherwise it's going to be like they have
Wait,
gonna
is this a
no
video game?
idea what the fuck is going on. Yeah, Higurashi.
I,
No, Kokoro ni, I think. It's a
Yeah,
horror
I-
anime. It's good as shit. But Ash hates
Oh,
it.
May, no. Go, you need to go watch it again.
Oh, I will, dude. I'm watching our Arjuna right now with Conrad.
Oh, yeah.
Arjuna, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. I've seen like half of it so far. But I really like that. Although I do think it's very heavy-handed with its messaging.
All I'll say is that season 1 was bad. I didn't think it could get worse. I shouldn't have thought that. And we are And okay, so by the way, the only way I'm able to actually make it through this is because I'm group watching it with 2 of my buddies.
Hey
And
man,
so
I
the
mean
entire-
it is Studio Dean, and if like you don't like the story of it, you're not
Oh,
gonna have a good time.
Boy, well, it's not just that. It's the way in which it completely structurally just comes apart. Like just a casual investigation mentally into does this work? Is this good? It just collapses everything about it. You it's like a Jenga tower.
Like,
it's like
from
you just
season
kick it-
1 to season 2.
No, in both. Like from
Okay.
1 to 2, yes, but like individually, they also are just bad. May, I am on episode fucking 8 of season 2, and absolutely nothing has happened. Nothing.
I literally can't speak for season 2. I don't know what happens in it. It's based on a visual novel, so it's like it definitely is a very interesting mode to tell a story in. But
well, that's the funny thing is because I am a huge fan of Canon and Clannad. So
of course,
I have
and
seen
it doesn't surprise me at all. That's so cute.
why
Oh, fucking kawaii. Oh my god.
Ugu for life.
Exactly. You understand.
So, but the thing is that both of those are visual novels as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they managed to translate the narrative of the visual novel really, really well, right? Without
Yeah, I mean, I think
without any.
Higurashi does a good job doing that too.
Oh,
Well,
I like that sound.
we
Me and my
definitely have
buddies-
to save this discussion because I would love
Yeah.
to have this discussion, and maybe we can get like Rika Fag on or something.
But basically, I'm in the middle of watching season 2, and after that, I'll be writing the analysis for that and making a
Excellent.
video.
Oh, you're
for
gonna
it.
make a video for it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I already
Excellent.
have like a document so far of like things I need to talk about because they're fucking awful.
Oh
um,
boy.
I
Well,
and you know that you're in for a really good ride when moment to moment there is like almost every single episode has a screenshot that you can take that would make a fantastic thumbnail for a takedown video.
I mean, I would love to see a takedown Higurashi video. I think that would be mega interesting. But
Here, I'm just
I
gonna,
will
I'm just
have some points to refute you. Yeah, so Keyblade says the great Higurashi debate, Ash versus May. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna find an image that me and my we literally had to like stop watching it like in the middle of what we were doing just because we were laughing absolutely hysterically at this screenshot. And I should preface that this screenshot I'm about to post in the general chat, okay? This was not like a middle of the frame, like this is not like a transition frame, because I think that that's kind of disingenuous to like point at a transitional frame and say, oh wow, this looks terrible, because obviously yes, they're not supposed to look good.
I
It's
mean, I
supposed to
agree with
flow.
you, but I think that same argument can be made for the actual screenshot you're about to show.
No, because
it's
this was
like-
on screen for like 30 solid seconds and did not change. You want to tell me that this is acceptable in any way, shape, or form?
It's a different one. I mean, that's fucking Studio Dean for you. Like, there's a lot of
great.
derp faces, but like,
Well,
that's not what makes anime good, dog. That's all I have to say.
No, but the thing is that this sort of thing happens every single episode. You can
Yeah.
get something like this sometimes more
It's
than once.
genuinely horrifying, and that's why it's a great fucking anime. It's a great horror anime. That's all.
Oh boy, no, it is not.
I don't know, man.
I hate it.
Studio Dean
And I hate
is
myself
pretty
for
based.
watching
That's
it.
all I have to say. It's pretty
Ash.
fucking based.
How
What?
old are you?
I am 26.
Why do you have so much life experience?
He was in the Navy,
What?
dog. How did you
I was
miss
in the-
this?
You said you were like a nuclear
Mechanic.
thing?
Michelle,
Yeah.
just watch the episodes. I know you have 20 hours to watch 4 episodes.
I do.
Yeah, for 6 years I was a nuclear mechanic on board a United States submarine.
That's fucked up.
It is actually. It ruins you. It makes you an incredibly
I
fucked up
assume
person.
everyone is like 15, and also you sound like Davu.
Do I really?
That has
no.
nothing to do with anything. I just think
No, you
sound-
don't.
A lot of the guys though.
Vu sounds like a cutie. He definitely sounds a little bit more like Taboo sounds like he needs to be taken care of. You know what I mean?
You sound like a little baby boy.
He definitely
Oh,
sounds like a little
no.
baby boy. So I wouldn't worry about sounding like Davu.
Like a little sexy baby.
But I mean, it is possible that people are like, "Oh, Ash is now part of the Digiverse," but those people would be completely off base.
Yeah,
Because-
I've not like I have not shaken the hand of the man, so therefore it doesn't count.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't think Davu and Digi have ever shaken hands.
You know what I mean. Been in the same physical
You've been in the
location.
same
He hasn't
digital
gotten that
location
open
as
mouth
him.
kiss.
He's right now. He's live.
Yeah, we can
He's
hear him
here.
coughing in the background.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
I can't
Okay, I mean,
tell
if that-
because
if that's-
that nigga coughs
We all know
all
Alright,
the
how about this?
time.
How about
See,
this?
there you
This is
go.
again.
It's because he's smoking.
Yeah,
He
we
has
know.
gotten very
We
into
know.
weed.
Meh.
This
About-
lockdown definitely has made it worse. But
How about this?
does it really
I have
matter?
not-
We can't even leave. Like,
I have not made any content with Digi, so I cannot therefore.
yeah, but you were.
Within-
He was on an episode that you were on. You've talked to him on camera, so I don't think
We
that's even
technically
true.
are right now
Uh,
because we can hear him.
I
I
personally
mean,
don't feel
I
comfortable
think that
saying
Digi
that.
would think of you as somebody. Oh, I've talked to him on a live stream, so I think that does kind of make you like, at least like somewhat associated with him.
It's too high of an honor for someone as lowly
I
as
don't think it's
myself.
an honor, dude. I mean, like,
Man, I've been watching the man since the pony days.
Me too.
Like,
I
the
mean,
reason
Hashtag too.
the reason I got into making anime content was because of the guy. So like,
right? But this is a guy who's like
Yeah.
in his
Think of
Discord.
how much down the drain your life's going making
He
anime.
had
videos,
a
watching
show,
Higurashi
he
right
had-
now.
Debate.
true,
Let's
Tom.
debate, and he also had Digibro versus the world. Like, he's interacted with people before. You know, there's lots of
pissed in his
people who are
toilet.
part of the Digi universe who, like, you know, maybe haven't really interacted with him that much.
I open mouth kissed his girlfriend.
That
That's
yeah,
canon.
that definitely makes its rounds. Like, you hear about
Yep.
that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You go on Kiwi Farms, that's the first fucking thing you see. You're like, Digibro, his girlfriend kissed another girl.
Yeah.
Degenerate.
Oh, boy.
Degenerate.
And I have like edits of us open mouth kissing, but just like
Yeah.
stills.
It's the great Herbie
other live
conspiracy. It's how coronavirus started.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about it all the time.
Now we know why you're so invested. It's all your fault. This is your brain
Exactly.
child
I'm
just watching it
really
happen.
worried that people are gonna figure it out.
Yeah, you can't have the truth getting out there.
It was
She
bad
caught it from
all
me, a
along.
Chinese.
Exactly. Exactly. Digibro is not a god, says Sai. It's true. He's
That's true.
not. He's a guy.
Can I?
He's pretty
I
chill.
would like.
I would like you to think that he's chill.
Oh, I
He's
yeah, I
chill
imagine
with me
he is.
talking to another man right now. That's how chill he is.
Uh,
He's pretty chill.
I'm a cool guy. Is that what Destiny said? He's like, I'm a cool guy. I let my girlfriend fuck other guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just really chill.
That's
Destiny
one word
literally
for
made
it.
a video saying that. He's like, I'm such a cool guy that I let her be in an open relationship.
I'm so cool that I'm a
Wow.
cuck.
I
I would like to say though, for the like, just to close out the discussion on the melody video, I am, for all you guys out there who are like, wow, this looks really good. It's such a good video. Man, that feels weird because I didn't think it was when I was making it. Also,
there a
nobody.
Video.
Is there a part in the video you want me to show the stream on the stream?
Yes, my fucking mini AMV, because that was really fun to make and actually really hard.
Okay.
Because
Part
okay,
where
so
he says
when-
he jacked off for like 2 hours.
well,
Yes,
that's just
yes.
that's just based.
Pretty
Okay.
based.
No, like the part where like
Actually,
the
guys, we have over 70 people watching us right now, and I think we've had
Insane.
more. So
The,
just
the-
a little shout out.
the part where like where like the text types itself out on screen.
What time is that? Like, what minute, Mark?
Let me just go.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yeah, it's literally right at the beginning.
At the
Yeah.
very beginning, I'll just
Yeah,
make
it's
sure.
the music portion.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just show the like the first like 3 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, that'll
The
work.
only part worth watching.
Okay.
Nobody talks about that little mini AMV.
Warning.
which that's
The
the only
following
thing that I,
video
it's like
is
people
in
are like,
no
oh, it's such a
way
good
a
video,
Coomer
and then
love
nobody
letter to
talked
Project
part
Melody.
that I had the most fun.
While she
making.
most
It's a
certainly
really
is
weird
deserving of
experience.
such praise,
I
the
love
following
the
video in
Coomer.
no
That's
way
just how
endeavors to
videos
restate
work,
the obvious.
dude.
Oh, I
nor
know.
is it designed to
I
justify
know.
the
How do you
Coomer
know?
lifestyle,
Because it,
and
like,
therefore
I don't know,
possibly
it goes
convert the
into
average
stuff
Coomer to a Melody
nobody even, like,
fan.
notices.
This piece is primarily philosophical and sociological in nature,
Yeah.
and no assumption should be made that the appeal of this video even distantly mirrors the appeal of Project Melody. Bros glad.
Bros glad.
Well, I read it from the demonetized because I said 18 plus only.
Questions which seem to have obvious and plainly evident answers are, in my experience,
I don't
oftentimes
care.
the
This
ones
shit's gonna
which
get
really
fucking
deserve the most thought.
demonetized anyways. And
What's your
nobody's
favorite
giving me
show?
a goddamn super
Is there a
chat,
song from that
so
album you like more than the rest?
I don't think I'm
You
gonna
a
make
cat
any money
person
from this
or a dog
anyways.
person? Summer or winter?
Set up Streamlabs?
Best French fry dipping
I
sauce?
have Streamlabs set
Do you
up.
prefer a calisthenic
Donation
workout
link is
or
in the
hitting
bio
gym?
if you do wanna
These kinds of questions
contribute.
are everywhere,
We
all the
finally
time,
did it.
and their answers usually
been
involve
up
a single
for,
word reply
like,
or
the
so
past
simple an
couple
explanation that we
streams.
don't consider the why to be at all
Just
that
there was
important.
difficulty
And when
with the
discussing these kinds of
notifications
answers,
showing
the
up.
vast variability of them is typically
Yeah, no,
explained
I-
away as a matter of an individual person's
Does anybody know what that
particular
song is from, by the way, just
or
out
to
of
be more
curiosity?
appropriately simple,
No.
it's a matter of taste.
Really?
Taste is such an
God.
ephemeral, constantly undulating part of the human
Nobody does.
experience that in many cases, a longer explanation of its
That's one of
peculiarities
the,
provides
that's a
no
song from
conclusive.
Standalone Complex.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Most of that album is fucking so hard to find on YouTube. Like,
It is.
did you get demonetized for that, or is it just like
No, again-
age restricted?
Yeah, no. So but that's a funny thing about making this. Melody has like on Pornhub, she has all of like the Chatterbait streams archived on Pornhub, right? So you can just go and find them. And that's great because that means like she's got you look at it initially, right? When I'm making this video, I go to that page and I'm looking at it all like, wow, this is like, 3+ hour videos and just like tons of them. Perfect. That's awesome. Oh shit. I can only use like the first 15-20 minutes of the video because she gets fucking naked
Yeah.
in over half of them. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is difficult.
Conrad didn't believe me when I said she gets naked, and I'm like, I've literally seen her tits. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, so even though I only selected footage that was not showing anything,
No,
I was
she
like,
definitely does.
I do not trust YouTube to be able to tell the difference between scantily clad and not clad.
Oh
so-
no, definitely not. I've seen like just tit jiggles that have gotten demonetized.
Yeah, so I went ahead and set it to 18 plus on my own just because I didn't want to take that risk. And also I'm not monetized on YouTube anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
All right. So this video probably will get demonetized on the watchback, but or just age restricted. Maybe
Who knows?
it won't. Maybe it'll allow some ass.
Yeah, so I don't know, like
YouTube demonetization is really like I mean, this show would probably get banned from YouTube eventually if it continued down the path it was going.
yeah.
I really think so. Like,
Why,
I mean, even just mentioning COVID made me fucking demonetized.
Fucked up.
It is.
So
It is.
It shadow banned my videos, so they weren't showing up in people's feeds. And then I asked them about it, and they literally, like, they confirmed it basically. So it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I've been really scared about my future on YouTube because, I mean, I don't think scared is the right word, but like, I am ready to jump ship if this shit does get canceled.
Well, I wanted to jump ship as soon as the Frank's video wasn't able to go up, but I can't get BitChute to fully process the damn thing, so
Right.
I have no
and I
other
mean, they
place
don't
to
have
go.
a streaming platform.
You should try library.io, LBRY.io.
What is that?
It's another YouTube alternative, and it's like another one of those decentralized. They have like a Windows app and everything, and you can like one-click import your entire YouTube channel. I did that with IM Games. It's pretty cool. Pretty good.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody's on it.
Oh, I
They
well, I
just
mean,
passed a million users today. So
Oh.
well, I might upload it there because I want so I don't like the fact that the only way for people to see it is through a torrent that I have to give you.
try library. Pretty good.
Yeah.
The
Just,
video is like 3 hours
DM me the
long,
name of it so that I
though.
don't forget. It is 3 hours long. But I mean that's the thing, right? It's like, okay, that torrent is huge,
Mhm.
right? It's an uncompressed 1080p video. So it's a 16.6 gigabyte file. And it's 3 hours. So like I think that the only way that somebody is going to sit down and be okay with watching a 3-hour analysis video is if they could just go someplace, click it, and they're, immediately they've got it. Having to wait the amount of time that is required to download that size of file is going to prevent a lot of people, I think, from even wanting to touch it.
Test
Right.
donated $1.
And
Dope.
said,
Just test.
oh,
Let's
Thank
see, I
you.
could probably open up.
thank you, loyal
Streamlabs.
simp.
It says a few seconds ago, test is donated. Donate. I guess it's just a notification. I wonder if that was Conrad, possibly. Or just somebody who said they were test. Very strange. But that happens sometimes.
Ash, was your video 16 gigs after running it through Handbrake?
No, so it's 16.6 gigs after rendering from Vegas.
I'd run it through Handbrake. That'd probably drop it down to like 2 or 3 at the most.
Yeah, you could do that.
Well, I mean, because I'd want to keep it as an MP4 file. Is it going to really drop it that much?
Yeah, Handbrake's pretty crazy like that. It supports MP4, and it just
Mhm.
crushes the fuck out of it. Especially if you check the box for web optimized.
Oh, wow.
I use
Pretty
that to
good.
make like GIFs sometimes.
I mean, I use Handbrake because I'm one of those people that I refuse to have any of the torrents for the anime that I get be hard code subs. I hate hard end code. So whenever I'm making a video, I always have to like process every single episode of a show that I'm talking about through Handbrake so that I can hard encode or get rid of any subs, get it into an MP4 format, and then in some instances when I'm talking about what characters say and I need the subs on screen, I have to reformat everything and put the subs, like hard encode them in as an MP4. So I've used Handbrake tons of times. I just didn't know that they actually like brought file size down because that's never what I was using it for.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like, as far as I know, the point of Handbrake is to compress video files.
That's really funny because that is not what I thought it was for.
He actually got a $1 super chat, but it was from Conrad, and I don't know why it said test, but it worked. I see
he's
it.
Thank
probably
you.
just seeing if it works.
Probably. It worked, though.
It works, guys. Give us money.
Nobody wants to
Loyal-
talk to me.
Loyal simplings.
Mate, you've made a critical error in having me on the stream.
I don't think that's true at all. And in fact, if you would like to talk to Ash Vampire, Michelle, me, or Tom, go in that waiting room if you want to be called on. That's all. It's a call to action. Are you guys all right with taking callers?
I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Excellent.
Just like be cool though. Just like
Our callers are usually pretty cool. You haven't been here for one of these shows, have you?
I haven't.
No. Basically, like, the past couple of shows have gone on until, like, for 5 hours with callers. Okay, Carla's in.
Oh jeez, I
Just
can't
leave
stay
it
for
for
5
now.
hours. I
You
can
don't
probably
have,
do
you can
another.
leave whenever you want, but I don't think we're gonna stay that long. But we do
cannot
get a
leave.
lot. Hey,
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
So Carla is our intro song. She made that.
Yeah,
That I didn't hear yet.
I've gotten into the habit of getting like really drunk and just making rap albums, I guess.
Holy shit, that's an accent.
Yeah,
You
I
got foreign.
apologize for being a peon.
I don't forgive you.
As you shouldn't.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Thanks for the intro.
Okay.
So
also,
how
like that you
are
were moid.
how are you doing on this fine coronavirus eve?
I'm just chilling. I was playing a lot of the PCP dating sim today. I'm trying to get all the endings.
Oh, awesome. Tom, have you played the PCP dating sim? I wanted to ask you.
I have not. I need
You
to get
haven't
to it.
played it? You haven't even
I
dated
know.
yourself yet?
I know.
Tom-
I've been really busy this week.
Oh my gosh.
Tom,
it's
you're
so much
out.
fun.
Your route is like the best one.
Really?
Like I would
Alright.
say it's. I would say like the best ones are probably DGs, Mages, and Toms of the ones I played right now.
I really like
Interesting.
Digis.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course you do,
it's cool.
Michelle. Play like a fucking major role in it.
Yeah.
It's great.
As I should.
So does Jeff. It's fucking, dude, Tom. It's fucking incredible. Like I had a lot of fun. I only played
Everything
through.
I've heard about it and seen of it looks amazing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
literally just been time.
You look great in it.
You do. You definitely do.
Super
Well-
quiet.
You're definitely top tier in that game.
Excellent. Just like real life.
Exactly.
Hey Michelle,
yeah.
I just have to thank you for yelling at me in the PCP dating sim for not being able to rap. That was really an immersive experience.
To not being able to what?
Rap.
Rap?
Yeah, because there's a
Oh.
yeah.
It was my honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear viewer. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
I don't even know if I have.
Your voice is so soft and
Alright.
soothing.
Well,
Why don't you just sing me a lullaby?
If you want to hear me singing a lullaby, I made a cover of DJ Bros 2014 album. Not a real cover, but kind of a cover. It's Trape on Me on my YouTube channel, Toad Smite. That's the same
so
thing.
you used to
basically.
Plug
be
that
Dote
shit.
Smite in the Digicord, and now you're Carla.
Okay, I have this super autistic habit of whenever I get too stressed out when it comes to social media, I just delete my account. And like I built up like these vast collections of accounts. So Toadsmite was my old account. Then I had TT, which was another account. And then I deleted both of those because I got stressed out. And now I'm Carla because this was my like IRL friend account way back.
So you've just gone through 3 accounts. So you're just on like, fuck it, it's the real me now.
Yeah, like if you listen to my the eldritch implications of the Shadow Clone Jutsu album, I tell the entire story.
Oh my god, link it to me. I will love it. I definitely am a fan of your drunk mixtape that I played in the beginning. I really love that song. I really love the weed one.
Yeah,
so
the heat one is a
funny.
favorite.
It's so good.
It's-
The last one's pretty good too. I liked it.
Okay, the first song in this album is horrible, like absolutely atrocious, but it gets better, I swear.
How
Where are
long
you
is that?
from?
I'm from Estonia.
Fuck yeah.
It's like 14 minutes or something.
Alright. Is there a particular song you think I should play or something?
I mean, I don't really like any of the songs.
Okay,
because,
I'm
like,
just
it's
gonna
not-
keep that in here and I'll just listen to it then.
Yeah, like, if you play the third one, that's probably my favorite one. Maybe, I think.
I
Wait,
don't
is it
know
the
if I
third
can
one?
even get to it. Do you know the...
You can go to the Bandcamp link, and then they're all, like, laid out with lyrics and stuff.
The Bandcamp link.
Yeah.
Bandcamp.
I'll pin this album.
The
May, if that's
Degenerate.
alright with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've actually really been enjoying making the album arts. Like, that's... Like, I really like doing... Oh my god, why am I looking at something so
I
fucked
really
up.
like doing, like,
This is so
graphic design
fucked up.
for stuff
Why is it making my
you
dick so hard?
don't
Why is it
get
making
to
my
do
cum so
often.
hard? I don't get it.
Like,
Why is it doing this
did you
to
see
me?
the
Oh
book
god.
cover
Oh
for
god.
my digital music book?
Cool.
I spent like a solid 5 minutes getting the color just right and like changing the capitalization, the wingdings, and that was a really, really
Can
nice
I say to
process.
report this content? Can I make myself content? I produce this world of the new and the new controls of my brain.
May, I don't think that I have the permission.
Dirt on myself.
I'll do it then.
Michelle, I'm
Pretty
actually
sure you
I like it
do,
in my
but maybe
fantasies. Can I
you
make the
don't.
dreams from
You gotta
reality?
change
Really
it.
fucked up. Never have I done.
I've actually written like multiple
Who's gonna
books, but
get
the
this
only
next
one
nut?
that's actually I still endorse is the Digital Music book.
Oh, I'm ashamed.
She's good.
Was it preyed upon? Is it life that I
It's
want?
horrifying.
It's 45,000
You're my
words,
sex life. I'm reading.
116 pages.
What the fuck?
That is definitely a book.
Yeah, that is a
indeed
book.
What a powerhouse.
Yeah,
Yeah. Adorable.
Fuck out, Richie Biden. Fuck out my life. I never had this life before I came into it. Can't make me enough.
don't actually very
It's unfair to
expensive
blame you. I was
shoot
a
because
person when I
my
started.
computer just
Everything
gets
changed. Now
much
that I
of
engage
I just
myself
don't
in
ruin
relation to
stuff.
speech is a fantasy, but I want.
Okay, I want.
So this is where I find
I
myself.
feel like you pickle out a
Time
flower.
to share my bill.
Alright. That is a lot. But yeah, go check that shit out, guys. That was I liked the sound. It was just really scary when Carla was starting to talk over the music when she was singing, and it was like, I'm going to die. But that happens sometimes.
It's like when you played that song that you were in where you were singing and we were also having a conversation.
Oh yeah. Except
And it
for
really
it's like
fucked me up.
scary vampire sounds on
Oh.
top of that. All right. Thank you for calling in, Carla. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Play the BCP dating sim. That's
Free
really good game.
Palestine.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
I love you.
Later.
Let's bring in a Keyblade.
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 You
Keyblade.
gotta unmute yourself.
Oh Jesus. Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
That is
Oh,
the, that,
Jesus.
Lord.
that is the appropriate reaction.
Hello, Keyblade.
Hi, Michelle. Hi,
Wow.
Tom.
Tried to make an
So-
effort to announce when people came in this time.
Sorry,
Conrad
I'm
was
patrons,
like, "You
Tom,
really
LOL.
need to fucking announce when people come in the stream," and I'm like,
You gotta say it, and then
Probably.
you have to wait like a couple seconds because if people are still watching the stream and there's that delay.
"Oh
they're
yeah,
not
but I
gonna
mean they're
realize-
muted."
Yeah, I had to
anyways.
turn off the stream,
It's all good.
or rather, mute YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
beat
sound as cute
RE3.
as Carla.
What?
Yeah.
You don't sound as cute.
It's
Carla.
It's fair. It's fair.
Okay.
Well, on account of being a dude, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in some
Well.
effort.
Well, you know who is cute though? Fucking Jill Valentine. She's cute as fuck. But
Yeah.
only if you pre-ordered Resident Evil 3 remake did you get the classic costumes where she has the sick ass tube top. Because like canonically
Right,
in
right.
RE3 she was actually out clubbing when the zombie virus hit Raccoon City, which is cool as fuck. But in like
Oh.
I seriously think that like the RE3 remake, which came out like 5 days ago, like it changed the story
They
to be
unsexied
like,
her.
yeah, they unsexy. She just looks like Lara Croft.
Mhm.
Like,
But there was a
we,
point to her dressing sexy. She was at a club.
yeah, it was.
We
it was
actually
Fascinating.
talk about this a lot on the upcoming PCP on Friday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool shit.
I guess Nate was saying that the one of the designers for a remake, the Resident Evil 3 remake, said that they specifically changed her outfit because they thought it was too sexy.
Yeah, I mean they
Mhm.
the same thing with Final
Mhm.
Fantasy.
Isn't that the point though? Like,
Mhm.
like
Absolutely.
Well, it makes sense. In
It
terms
made
of like,
sense in the story.
yeah, in terms of the story, like I
So
hate
just
her.
change the story. Just make it not that. We can't
Yeah.
have that in the year of our Lord 2020. We can't have attractive females.
Well, I guess because they're trying to make it a little bit more realistic, is what they're going for. Because what's actually
so
okay,
so
but-
what?
but- okay,
so-
not okay. I don't defend that it's realistic, but I do think that the story changes are interesting because what happens is that after the mansion incident in RE1, Jill filed a report, and since Brian Irons, the police chief, is in with Umbrella, she is suspended. at the beginning of the game. So she's like at home. She has a fucking conspiracy theory fucking with the push pins and the lines in between newspaper articles. She's going to take down Umbrella. And it's cool as fuck that she's just hanging out in her house and not clubbing because Umbrella is fucking spying on her and everyone else who's in stars.
That makes total sense, and I wouldn't mind if they changed the outfit because she is just chilling at her house. What the only problem I have is that they made it like a thing.
Yeah, and I just don't like the outfit because it is like breathtakingly generic. Because
Yes, it
like
is.
she just looks like new Lara Croft with like Mila Jovovich's face, like from the Resident Evil movies.
Fuck
Like she legit,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
look at her,
yeah.
it's not the same actress, but she really fucking looks like her.
Oh boy.
And I remember Jesse on some RadCon live stream saying that it looked like she had like part of her head shaved. Like no, her hair is just pushed behind her ear, and I
Oh,
actually
wow.
like that.
Ew.
Yeah,
No, it looks good. It looks shitty in the screenshots, but you look at it in the game, it looks normal. It
I
looks
see.
like her hair looks like how it did in RE3. Shoutouts to my boy Keyblade Spirit.
Your
You know.
brother.
Yeah.
The other
If I'm in chat, you can differentiate me as just Key then. That's fine.
Key.
The yin and
Key
yang
des.
of
Yeah.
our
All right.
internet web.
Yeah, he's Ohio. I'm Michigan.
Wow.
Disgusting.
Okay. We're gonna bring in eventually. Hello.
Hello. Hello, friend.
Off the stream.
Whoa.
It's
Hey
a
there.
it's a female.
It's a Moid.
Whoa.
What is happening?
I'm gonna puke. Ugh!
What's
Oh
up?
no, it's so bad to be a female. Oh no.
I think the term
Yeah.
you're looking for is femoid. We all know
Yeah.
this to be true.
What's up?
I don't know what a female is.
It's a
I don't know
female.
either.
It's fashionable to call them a female.
Noted. I wanted to ask what all of you have been doing for exercise in the corona world.
Oh,
I do
God.
yoga for 1 hour every day.
I work
pretty
out.
good.
I run 3 miles every other day on a treadmill. But like it's also nice enough where you could jog outside. And then I have an app on my phone that like is it's called Women's Fitness or something, and like it's a
Fuck
30-minute
yes.
exercise. Yeah, it's Women's Fitness,
Yeah,
female
girl.
fitness. But you can get your bikini bod that way.
I'm a runner, so it's really I run 6 days a week, and I do
Damn.
like 5+ miles or so each day.
Holy
Nice.
Sorry, not trying to dab too much.
She's fucking
No, that's all
dense.
good.
You can
I-
just
Look this
fucking
up.
I
outrun the
fucking think that's
coronavirus at this
fucking
point.
awesome. I literally like I don't know. I don't know if I could do more than 3. Like like it took me a while to get up there, so that's cool.
Well,
Yeah,
let,
if you
brought
let,
this up just to dunk
Building
on us,
your
man.
mileage.
let me ask you a question. Is the requirement for exercise just getting your heart rate up?
Oh no.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's getting it up, it's stretching, it's getting in your vibe.
Oh,
All
well,
kinds
well,
of
I don't
shit.
think that's what he's talking about.
Well, it's not. Because if it's just getting your heart rate up, then the because I have nothing better to do during the day, a lot of times I get in my car and
Just
I
have
go.
a panic attack.
No, I so I actually have a car that can do these things. So I'll take it out and just go driving, and I'll be doing very irresponsible speeds on very small back roads.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your exercise.
Base.
Oh yeah, because it gets your heart rate up. Like you want to talk about focus that is required. Like when you're going in, when you have a windy back road that the listed speed limit is 35, and you're doing 70, 80 through those turns.
Mm. And then when you get like vaulted out of your windshield and you like lose a leg or something, you lose
Oh,
so
yeah.
much weight.
Oh, I know, right? It's great. It's fantastic. So if just getting your heart rate up is the requirement, then I definitely do that by driving safe speeds.
I guess I should have expected this from you, Ash, but still, it sounds so irresponsible.
Well, okay. I actually have all right. Because I think that the stream a lot of times devolves into Ash Vampire as a crazy person with really stupid takes.
Mhm.
I might as well espouse another
I don't
one, right?
think it devolves into that. Like, why do you have a complex about that, Ash?
Probably because everyone in the chat says it.
Well,
I mean, it's just certain
Yeah, a little bit.
people, but
no. So I
Also
actually
me. Fuck
why do you
Ash.
keep doing it if you feel that way?
no. Okay, so, no, I don't feel that way
Okay.
because I actually think that people who are on the road who actually rely on a lot of like who only ever go the speed limit, who really like things like the lane keep assists in modern cars, who are like really religious about using their turn signals and stuff. I think those people are more likely to get into a car accident than people who are busting down 20 over the speed limit, never use their turn signal, like because
Yeah, because you're gonna
Anybody-
crash into them.
no. Because those people, in my experience, number one, they usually have cars that are actually capable of doing those things, right?
Uh-huh.
Be it a vehicle that is just out of the box able to do that, or they've modified it. And as somebody who does that on the regular, the amount of concentration and like awareness of the road and everybody around you that is required when you're doing things like that is so much higher than if you're just lazily going and like following the herd of other cars on the road. Like your attention has to be razor sharp to be able to do that stuff. So I think that it's actually safer to be an asshole on the road because you're so much more tuned into everything that's going on around you.
All right,
That
I gotta
sure is a
address. I gotta address Achilles CR in the stream, who says the stream needs Ash's charisma. He's the backbone. All I have to say is real ironic coming from a guy named Achilles. Sorry, I had a fucking dad joke. I had to announce it. I also like. I mean, I think it's fun to have Ash on because I think he's actually a legitimately interesting co-host and is, you know, good at understanding how the pace of the show is kind of changing. I don't have to give him too much direction, and he's funny. But
I like this dynamic. I'm like
don't
the
think that
token
I'm
retard.
too safe for YouTube. Also, no, Michelle, you're not the retard.
I'm the token
You just
retard.
are funny, so that's why I have you on.
Oh no.
Aw.
Man, you can't be nice to me. It's out of character. You're fucking.
I mean, I
ruining
don't
our
think
dynamic.
it's funny. I don't think it's nice to say that you're funny. I think I'm just stating the obvious.
No.
Like, obviously, I'm on.
Oh,
You're a
no.
token, you know, because if you could have a
No,
model
Michelle-
on your show, why wouldn't you?
No.
Michelle now feels pressured because now that she's been told that she's funny, she feels the need to actively be funny. That's too much pressure.
Somebody insult me. I need to be humbled.
No, you don't need that. You need
Somebody
to
hit
grow
me.
out of it. We need to mature.
Tom, slap me.
more. No, I just.
Tom, hit me with their cane again.
Also, you're
Oh.
like one of the few people that I actually fucking like, Michelle. So it's nice. to
Oh
have you around.
no! I'm gonna puke.
What the fuck? I let you stay at my house. I wouldn't let other people do that.
Oh no, you did it because you hate me. Just
That's exactly why I wanted to be able to blame
The
you.
long game.
Michelle was over, so my life was falling apart. It's all Michelle's fault.
She's wanted to poison me.
I mean,
slowly,
that
she's
actually
been
worked, but I didn't intentionally try to give you the coronavirus or anything. I wasn't trying to pass it
No.
on from Econ, who gave it to us, to you.
I definitely gave it to you, probably.
All right.
There's no doubt in my mind I had the corona.
You guys should probably bring somebody else in.
You don't have anything else to say. You just wanted
else
to.
to say.
You just wanted to show off that you run.
Just wanted to flex on us. With
Yeah,
your
just
fuck-
wanted
Okay,
to
I have to
jab on
wonder: Are you a
everybody.
PCP fan?
Yes, I am.
Who's your
Well, my
favorite? Who's your
apologies.
favorite? Did you play the dating
Would you be
sim?
interested in fucking Tom?
What?
Would you be interested in fucking me?
That's fair.
I'm a little young.
That's also
Sorry.
fair.
I'm like 18, so yeah.
Cheers.
Um,
But who's your
That
favorite?
means nothing to
We
Tom.
need to
It's
know
my
who's your favorite.
favorite.
Who'd you get in through?
I mean, I got in through Digi like
Of
most
course.
people,
That's not surprising.
but
Are you in the
my
Digicord?
what?
Are you in Digicord?
She just watched to see the train wreck happen
Oh, I'm
in
not a
slow
big fan.
motion. Doesn't like any of us.
Okay.
Likes
Well,
the
Digi
chaos
has a
of
Discord server. I was just wondering if you were in
She came for
there.
Devu. She came for Jeff.
That's all.
I really, really like
Yeah.
to do. It's so sad.
I mean, he wanted this.
know-
Like, this is literally what he said would be better for him, is for him to be working on his game and make a living. Like, he literally wanted it, so I don't think it's that sad.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I wish he didn't delete all of his awesome videos from YouTube. That is
yeah,
my
that is
I'm
biggest.
pretty sure there's archives of them somewhere. But, like,
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
on the
Where?
internet.
I think if you went to the Digicord, somebody would be able to get you some kind of alt. You know? Some kind of alt.
Someone
like-
had to keep those.
I'm just shilling the
that's-
Digicord, but you do have to give $1 a
That's
month to
some
get in.
incentive.
All right. Thanks for calling in. See you later.
Thanks
I
for
love
having
you.
me.
Of course. Bye.
Take it easy.
All right.
She sounded hot.
She sounded like fucking. I run fucking 18 miles every day. I just called in to call that. Son of Marowak, I'm bringing you in. Son of Marowak, how many miles do you run a day? And you better fucking say less than 3.
Less than 3 or get the fuck out.
Yeah,
He's
please
also
don't-
he also has silence.
Unmute your mic.
Unmute
bitch.
everything. He's probably
Be a
listening on the
fucking
stream.
professional.
Son of Marowak's a cool guy. Also, thank you for calling in eternally. It was nice to actually hear a girl in the Discord.
I mean, eventually.
There's like
and
girls.
Carla too. There's lots of girls actually.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like, when I look at the analytics of my videos, there are very few females, so... Alright, Son of Marowak took himself out. So,
Okay.
I guess just say something in the chat when you want to come back in. Keyblade's spirit is here, though. So let's hear from the other Keyblade.
The other side of the coin.
Exactly.
Nega Keyblade. Hello.
Yo, yo,
Hello.
yo.
So,
I know this is kind of an old topic, but I gotta red pill you on why in the 2020 election you have to vote for coronavirus.
Oh,
Okay.
you
For
don't have
president.
to. You don't have to red pill me on that, my dude.
But
Already,
still-
I dumped the entire bottle in my mouth.
Yeah, but I gotta convince the audience, okay? So I've got my top 5 reasons right here. Reason 1, she will kill you whether you vote for her or not.
Mm-hmm.
Reason 2, first female president.
mhm.
Reason 3,
Damn.
healthcare. She will burn down every hospital, freeing the doctors to do their work as they see fit. Because we all know the doctors are trapped in those hospitals. Every day they're trapped in those hospitals is a day that they could be out on the streets caring for real people. Reason 4, Corona literally means crown, which means she can be the true queen of America.
Hmm.
Reason 5, Tangled is the best CGI Disney movie,
Thank you.
And it
yes, you
takes
have
place-
my vote.
and it takes place in her kingdom.
Oh yeah.
You know, you had me right up until you had to bring Disney in this shit. Though I will probably unironically put in. I will make a write-in ballot for Corona Chan.
I mean, even if you can get to vote, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Come on, man! I live in a blue state. They're gonna make mail-in voting a thing.
I don't know. They might. I don't know how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna make any claims,
even
but I
think
do
I'll
think
register.
it's very likely we'll still have the election.
Oh, we will.
I think Son of Marowak is also here. I'll be right back. I gotta get some more water. But you guys, hi, Son of Marowak.
Hi.
Oh shit, am I here?
Yo.
Okay, wait, I'm plugging in my TV. So
Keyblade left.
it is
He was
paused,
he was done.
and I
He-
hear you. All right, I
he,
hear you.
it was, Keyblade came in, delivered his message to the people, as he should,
He
And
did
got
what
the
needed to
fuck
be
out.
done.
like a Chad.
God, he's hot.
I didn't hear anything what he said. It's a revolution.
Hello,
That is-
son of Marowak. How are you? How are you this fine day?
Oh, I'm just great. It's my day off, so I got all the energy I can, which is not a lot.
You're breaking up.
Um,
You have a shitty mic.
I'm using my iPhone headset. I don't have.
You fucking cringe lord.
God,
I
you
am.
fuck.
I am.
Ruin the goddamn stream, motherfucker.
Am I like inaudible or
No, you're fine.
bad? Okay. Like this is the same shit I use like every other time I come onto the show. So
Look, man, sometimes you gotta be dabbed on. All right.
hey, that's fine. I'll take the dab. Dab me to the hell.
What message did you have to deliver to the people and or us?
Well, actually, I did want to talk about one thing. Before, I wanted to ask anyone else listen to the podcast that I was on and your thoughts on it. The RadCon meetup, fan meetup podcast.
Oh yeah.
I make it a point to not associate myself with anyone in the PCP fan community on account of feeling as though this makes me feel better about myself.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
I don't need to be surrounded by people who are doing more creative things than me, because then I would just feel bad about myself and go to Greenland.
Well, I work at Stop and you have nothing.
I listened to some of it. I haven't finished it yet.
That's cool. I know May listened to it, right?
Oh, May went to
Whoa.
go do something.
Oh, did she? I
Yeah.
figured you'd be on top of that, but that's.
I'm sure
Um,
she
All
got
right,
it.
I'm back. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
here she is.
There she is.
May, did you listen to the fan meetup podcast that Mr. Marowak
did.
was on?
I did.
She had
That
to go
was a
powder her pussy.
great. Yeah, exactly. No, I thought it was great. I really liked it. I thought it was better than the PCP.
I mean, that's not saying much.
Yeah,
usually.
low
No, I
bar.
literally. I mean, like, no offense, Tom. I don't know if you were even on the last episode. I didn't, because like I can't make a comparison. Like maybe. Actually, I do think I listened to the episode you guys talked about the meetup, but I think it was more interesting inherently to have people who were there to kind of like, you know, however they saw the events, I think is like a little bit more interesting than the PCP.
Oh, I agree.
But like,
That's
I
why I started
definitely
listening to
like, I mean, I just as like a podcast, I thought it was more interesting because they're like, you know, I just
Am I
thought the
mentioned in
topic was
this?
interesting. And I mean,
I did tell the story about how called me for the meetup. Michelle wrong call. That's about it.
Wait, what?
You broke up
oh,
every other.
okay. He was talking
Shit, did
about the Discord call where I brought, because Michelle, you were drunk, but if you remember, I brought Kazi into the call and Son of Marowak and Zen so they can arrange a meetup.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it, and I don't remember that happening, but I remember you telling me about it later.
Yeah, you were in on our call. You were making lots of sounds. This was after you tried to make yourself vomit
Oh,
on
God.
my stream. But yeah, we all went
As-
into a Discord
as you
call.
do.
And I mean, my plans didn't work anyways. So like, who was the drunk asshole? Was it me? Maybe. But
I think
Kazi
anyone who
did
drinks is an
not.
asshole.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
just
guess
my
that's
opinion.
true, Son of Marowak.
Wait, are you
You
saying that
are-
anybody who drinks
whoa.
is an asshole?
I'm just being derogatory because they don't drink.
No, he's woke.
That's pretty cringe, actually.
Straight edge.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the most I've done is like hookah, but even then only like
That's
very.
even worse.
I haven't done it like.
Wow, that's so
for 2 years,
pretentious.
so it's like
not gonna
whatever.
lie.
I only smoke
I
hookah.
only smoke hookah.
It's
How are
actually-
you gonna get the
Only
corona?
because it like
It's just
it has
doing
a
what you do.
taste. Like it actually tastes like.
No, I
So
mean
does
I
me.
understand.
I can
I'm not.
actually
I'm
get
not
something
trying
out
to
of
judge
that.
you. It's just funny because like I feel like hookah
I
is the
am.
most pretentious form of partaking in the devil's seed.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm just whatever. My friend hooked me up one time. We went to a restaurant, like an Indian
No, I
restaurant, and I
agree,
thought,
though.
okay, this tastes cool. Like this is like smoking, but actually cool and
Yeah.
not totally stupid
No,
and
I
retarded.
definitely agree.
Killing
in
myself.
Hawaii, I went to a hookah bar once with a friend, and there are like no black people in Hawaii. For some reason, they were all at this hookah bar.
This was in the place I went in a town predominantly populated by black people. So
JNES in
that
the
says something.
chat says we're better than that week of the PCP. Feels good to be alive. JNES was also in that stream.
Hi JNES.
Yo, hi. I thought you were like super interesting. Like you definitely had a lot of swag at the meetup. That's all I
You're
have
talking
to
about
say.
JNES? Oh,
Yeah, he had
you
like
are.
that.
Okay.
Like he had like a jean jacket on, right, or something like that.
It's
and
just so interesting. He had a jean jacket.
Yeah, no, it's just he had a lot of like swag. That's all I have to say. Also, join the
and-
Discord. The link is in the description of the video. If anybody who's listening to this right now and you're not a member of the Pantsuit Party Discord, go into the description, click the link, and then go into the waiting room so you can be on the motherfucking stream. That's all. And also give me money.
If you want to talk to us and also give us money,
Yeah,
please.
also
please.
give us money.
My unemployment's not. Please. I want to decorate my house.
I only
more,
ask
please.
you a couple times a show, and I don't even get mad if you don't do it. So you can't.
I want to buy more fake plants.
It's also, this video is going to get demonetized because I showed Project Melody's behind to like 80 people. So
You know, to be quite honest, if you're gonna get demonetized, that's probably one of the best things to get demonetized for.
Oh, absolutely.
Fair
I
enough.
completely
I
agree.
agree.
But it's
Yeah, like,
not
not
as
making
good of
yourself throw
a
up on
reason
mainstream.
as Koof Koof. Koof Koof, I think, is an even more,
That is definitely more
greater
base.
thing, you
Yeah.
know?
For sure.
Definitely based in Koofpeld. Definitely. This is definitely a base and Koofpeld stream.
Me trying to make myself throw up on camera was not enough to get demonetized.
Amazing.
I mean, I wasn't monetized, so you can't even literally say that because it's not true.
Shit.
So that's all. That's all.
I'm never gonna monetize my channel.
I mean,
I
the
just don't
channel
want
is it's in the application process, so you know
Fucking
they will
I don't
decide.
wanna
But
be-
that video was not monetized to begin with, so
The one other thing, and I don't really have much to say about this because I'm starting out and watching it, but I'm like a few episodes in, and it's probably my new show. Has anyone else watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
No.
No.
It is so big and
Is that the
so
movie?
incredible. No, the show, like the 1,000 20 minutes each episode.
oh, you mean like his show that was on TV?
Oh.
Yeah, like the kids show. Like
yeah,
the,
definitely. I watch Mr.
PBS show.
Rogers like all the time.
I never watched it.
I
I've
definitely
not watched it
watched
in years and years and years and years.
Yeah, but I
years.
mean, you would remember if you saw him. If you saw the
Yeah.
show, you'd be like, I know the show.
I know him.
Like
Personally.
I went to see the
Like that.
documentary 7, and that's
Mhm.
like the first time like I knew he existed, but that was the first time I got to learn anything about him. And at that it was like, wow, this guy's fucking cool. He's talking about like assassin, death, war. Like in the first, not even in like the first 2 or 3 episodes, he just references like using a gun, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so fucking. I don't know, blue pilled, whatever, red pilled. I don't know what the difference is.
Blue is cucked. Red is based.
Okay, red pilled as fuck. So,
Yeah, I mean, if he's
and-
shooting a gun, that's very red pilled.
I mean, he just uses his finger, but the fact that he even referenced, like,
Yeah,
no-
I would say
is
yeah.
like so incredible compared to what people in shows do today.
Yeah.
And then
No,
I
it's,
went to
it's
see,
really interesting that like, you know, somebody could have that much of an impact on like, you know, on the population, on society, like that they're just hosting
was
a
incredible.
child show, but like we don't really have that anymore because the people who
don't.
want to
We
do
don't.
things like that are fucking they all are so
Politicized.
self-absorbed and politicized.
the people who want to do it might be on YouTube and they get fucking like banned
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
people, I'm sure that there are people who take inspiration from Roger because we live in this day and age. They can't perform the same way, which is a shame because if Mr. Rogers was still here and show, he'd get a free pass because he has the history behind it. But today, like, if you're completely new or you have some clout in some form, sure you'd have to be someone pretty fucking insane and host a show like that, and it had to be like pitch perfect in order for it to be distributed without being banned. Like, no, you're talking
Absolutely.
about this. No, you can't
have
do
you
this.
seen Ash's video?
No, if it's something about Mr. Rogers, I'd love to.
No, it's about Project Melody. Do you know anything about
Okay, go
Project Melody?
Some of
I've heard-
Marowak's about
I've
one
heard-
thing. That's Mr. Rogers.
Give me all. I am trying to watch all.
Wait, you're trying to watch all of Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, my friend had an Amazon and hers, but
They have all the episodes? So
no,
that's a lot.
I thought like the first season only had, or like the real first season has like over 100 episodes. And
That's
I did.
crazy. I don't think they would have all of that because it was on broadcast
don't.
TV. Yeah.
And
It could be
I'm
very
trying to
difficult
figure
get
out
it
a way to
all.
get it. And it was really disheartening because I watched the first 5 from what I can tell, the actual first 5 episodes of the show.
Oh
It
my
was all
god,
black and
it's
white,
so
and
crazy
I'm like,
to think
okay,
about.
awesome.
Like, those episodes aren't being saved, so they're going through all of this effort and all this planning to create something that's only being consumed on broadcast.
Oh my god, I was having this whole conversation with my friend yesterday on a walk, and I don't know if you want me to go like tirade as I did yesterday. I don't have a lot to say. Again, I'm only like just getting, and I can't. I'm still trying to find the episode because I don't know where the hell they are. Like I don't do illegal streaming.
I mean, I honestly,
but
in the case of it, I think
I'm
that
trying
there's
to.
probably thousands of episodes, and I'm not convinced that they would have all of it, you know?
No,
They probably have a
it's
lot
sad.
of it, though. A lot
Like,
of it's
I
probably
went-
visible.
I went through the wiki and I'm like, there was a special on assassination. I'm like, God damn it, I want to see that. I need to know, how did people tell kids, or how did Mr. Rogers tell kids to deal with assassination? It's like, ugh.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You're cutting out a lot. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, just Mr. Rogers is base. Keep trying to look for episodes of it.
Yeah, and definitely, if you have time, check out what is the group called that you did that podcast with?
I don't know if they want me to talk about it too much. We're
What channel is it on? Just where can you find it?
Oh, on he has like Japanese. It's like all in here stuff.
It's Nova, right? It's Nova something.
Yeah, something
Okay,
Nova.
if you type in Nova in PCP, let's see if it works. I just want to make sure I give the correct information to the people. All right. PCP meetup? Possibly. Okay, this is it. It's Arcade Nova.
Arcade Nova.
Hashtag RadCon4 wrap up. It's the RadCon4 wrap up.
Just found it. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 2 hours long. It's a really good podcast. Have you seen it, Tom or Michelle?
The wrap up podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched some of it. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
Haven't
you
finished
liked it,
yet.
right? I fucking really liked it. I thought it was really good. I hope you guys make more stuff.
I'm always legitimately interested in seeing how me and my social circle is perceived from a third party perspective, because it's a perspective I can't have myself.
All right. No, I feel the same way, but I also just think like they have a lot of talent as a dynamic too.
Oh, thanks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
I
I'll try
I
and
stand
get a better
friggin' really hard.
mic.
That's all I have to say. He's my favorite. He's definitely based and definitely looks like Medicare.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, that guy. I endorse him for president.
Is he the one that
of the
made that
United
by?
States. Yeah, the
is he the one that
Bionicle
made them?
lecture.
Yeah, it's funny because I watched that when you tweeted about it, simply because I also could have made that lecture without notes.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Even about
and
the comics and stuff?
Mm-hmm. I have all of them.
Oh, that's fucking so cool. I fucking loved Bionicle when I was a kid. That's all I have to say. But like, I don't know anything about it.
That was my childhood. I have because I grew up in like a very, good Southern Baptist Christian home, there were very few things that my parents were okay with. So I didn't have very much. So the couple things we were allowed to like enjoy as children, me and my brothers enjoyed the living fuck out of those because that's all we had.
Yeah.
So I know the Bionicle lore like the back of my hand. I could tell you everything about I could tell you everything about it without notes. And it was kind of funny because he's going through this lecture and I'm like, you could have elaborated here because that's not exactly what was going on there.
Oh my god,
Like,
stop. No, you make it then. You go make it. I would love for there to be competing fucking, or just like make a bionic, like a response video or something. I need this narrative to continue forever.
You want to know what's even funnier?
What?
In one of the spare rooms in my house, I actually have every single model.
Oh my god.
That's
yeah.
incredible.
All of them. All of them.
This guy fucks.
Don Jolly fucks, exactly.
It's pretty wild.
Oh boy.
It's actually really okay. I will say on the Bionicle thing, I have for the longest time wished to God that Japan was super into Bionicle because the Bionicle anime would be the most lit fucking thing in the fucking world.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Because it's basically like it is like a shonen battle thing, but the fact that like unlike a lot of shonen battle stuff where like the manga are sort of like the fights are sort of made based on like, okay, what thing have I not done? Because Bionicle is sort of based around this premise of there will always be 6 protagonists who all have the exact same basic elemental powers. They can only like the amount of creativity that goes into like what happens in some of the fights later on down the line is fucking legit. I love it. Because they only have so much to work with, so they have to get really creative in like how they utilize what is available to them.
Definitely.
Yeah, Bionicle is one of those things I was casually into that I need to do a deep dive sometime.
I feel
Tom,
the same way,
if
Tom.
whenever you have like a moment, I will literally just red pill you on the Bionicle.
Oh god, I feel like it's a rabbit hole that I'll be going down for hours.
That would be a really awesome Bionicle lecture.
I mean, if I could get like physical people together, I would 100% do a Bionicle lecture.
You gotta hold AshCon. Okay, Senator Bearwack, I'm gonna let you go.
Fly me out, Ash.
All right. Thanks for letting me be here. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Take it easy,
Don't get the Rona. Okay, should I bring in Turtle Man or Odd Toya?
Well, Turtle Man was there first.
Okay, I feel like you're right. I don't remember. Turtle Man, 3, 2, 1. You are in the Chatteroni.
Unmute your mic.
Turtle
fucker.
Man is the person you know, right, Ash?
What's up?
Yo, hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome back. How are you holding up?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Nothing has
Chilling.
changed.
Literally nothing has changed.
All right.
What did you have?
I guess so. A couple things. First off, May, your experience with Ash as your co-host, if you'll allow me to say it, is basically what my life was for the 2 years on the boat, where I was very much the straight man to Ash's eccentricities, shall we say? And it's a role that you eventually just become so acclimated to. So I hope eventually you reach the point.
No,
that...
I absolutely feel like I've already reached that because you know Digibro. I definitely feel like I am the straight man to Digibro somehow. Somehow that is the case, but I feel like I just naturally kind of want to be in the straight man position. You see, I have Michelle and Ash. Those are both very curvy men. They need a straight man.
It's your job to keep them angled in a slightly less curvaceous manner.
Absolutely. I need to crack the whip a little bit more because I'm used to my co-host being a little bit more self-aware.
She's definitely a tard wrangler.
Yeah. Professional tard wrangler. I get paid to do that.
You should put that on like a business card.
It's on my Twitter.
Open up.
It's on if you that's my business card. It's like if I can go to my Twitter, dude, you'll see I fucking wrangle them tards. And all of my tweets are proof.
See, now I'm just imagining like a Steve Irwin-esque personality where it's like, "Oi, mates, I'm a professional turd wrangler."
Yes, exactly.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
Noted.
Just
It's
like,
just May trying to stop me from making myself throw up on stream.
here we have the tongue in its natural habitat.
Michelle.
Watch as she goes to the drinking hole and consumes 40 liters of alcohol.
A
fireball, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Anyway.
real. It's real.
Yeah,
Everything
so
is a simulation.
so at least with regards to Ash, I pass on that duty to you in the digital landscape of wrangling.
Nah,
Ash.
dude, you're not passing on shit. If I don't like
No,
this, you're taking it back. You are taking it
no, I
back.
can
I
still
didn't
do it in
sign
a
no
physical meat
contract.
I can still do it in the physical meat
Back
state.
to the
I'm
boat.
passing it to you in the digital realm.
I feel you. I feel you. I don't have any problems with Ash yet, so we might after this Higurashi debate.
Oh, May, if you were like in the voice chat with me and the guys I'm watching it with, like there was one night in particular where it was just so bad for all of us that I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of the discussion that occurred was like 90% like unintelligible screaming and clipping of the mics. So you might have a problem with me after this video because I'm not going to be nice.
I don't know. I have no idea what your takes are, but we will definitely save that because it'll be hype as fuck. Turtle Man, anything else to say?
Yeah. So I guess similar to how Son of Marowak was talking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that got me thinking about sort of nostalgic TV series. And for a long time, I have been a sort of, I guess, prophet for the Digimon franchise. And I don't think many people realize that right now they're actually rebooting the original Digimon franchise, right? It's coming out right now, like the first
New
episode.
Adventure. It aired like a couple days
so
ago.
this new season is technically Digimon Adventure : because it has like an emblem that follows it, and so to distinguish it from the original one, the colon is part of the title, so it's not just Digimon Adventure 2020, even though that's basically what everyone will always call it.
Sure.
But yeah, so Digimon Adventure, gotta bring back that nostalgia factor. Gotta root for it and plug it because
The
it
first
ever
episode has
since
come out, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Was it
did.
good?
I'm probably gonna watch it tonight.
It was very good. I feel one of the things that they definitely are playing to the strengths of is the fact that they are aware most of the audience watching it already knows a solid amount about like the adventure cast, right? So there's no new surprise of what forms their Digimon are going to digivolve into next. You know, there's no like, oh, I don't know what Ty's particular like crest is, right? Like what the particular emotion concept that he is representative of, right? Most people watching it are already going to be aware of that. So the way that they're writing it is they're leaving it where they don't need to tell you. And if you know, you're able to understand that and receive it. And I think that writing is coming through very strongly. And I hope that they continue doing that because it's definitely making it, I think, a better, enjoyable experience.
Shout out to shows that actually understand who their audience is and don't insult their intelligence just because they want to appeal to people who have no idea what they're getting into.
Yeah,
True.
very, very much so.
I cannot stand that. I mean, and it's common. It's not even. It's common in like in a lot of shows. Like one of the things that I have a big problem with is the whole thing. Anime does this a lot. I mean, even American TV does this a lot, where at the beginning of a new episode, they like recap the events from like the past 3 or so. I'm like, okay, maybe in like your first 5 episodes of airing, that's necessary because you're still getting an influx of people watching. But by the time you're at like episode 10 and 12, like the only people watching this are people who have been watching it for a while.
And I mean, usually it's to save money.
Yeah, but it's just like, stop wasting my goddamn time.
I mean,
that's
I
all
think
you're doing.
usually it's just to save some money.
But that's all it ever comes across as. It's just like an insult to my intelligence. a huge just corporate
Then
like
why are you watching anime, Todd?
well, I mean, because I don't have any control over,
I'm
that sort of
sorry.
thing.
I don't know. The
guess.
recap episodes I definitely just see as like, well,
No, not just recap episodes. I'm talking like that beginning 3 minutes where it's like the OP plus.
Oh yeah,
like,
you see
events
that
for
a
the
lot
past
with like
two.
One Piece. If you fucking ever
I
watch One
hate
Piece,
it.
it's
I
literally just
hate
because
it.
they don't have enough content to fill, more than 19
Yeah.
minutes, so they just have a 3-minute intro.
I'm not offering any solutions here. I'm just saying it's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, and I mean that's a problem with like long running shows too, where there is no way you can get behind schedule on that, because if you do, you have a fucking recap episode and it's an embarrassment. But yeah, I mean, especially with like Netflix shows and stuff, it's kind of ridiculous that some of them have like recap segments because you're binge watching them. But
Yep.
yeah, that's definitely a turnoff. Like, if streaming is supposed to be the new way we're supposed to consume stuff, and you front load an episode with 3 minutes of footage that we've already seen, it's kind of like, obviously
Why
this.
am I here?
Yeah, this, like, the time isn't worth it to them. Why should it be worth it to me? Why should I be paying for this?
I mean, I guess that comes down to the fact that as sort of the platform through which any sort of medium is enjoyed, the stylistic form that the like actual product itself doesn't always meet that same pace, right? So when they're doing a recap episode, or rather when they're doing like hey, here's the first like minute and a half telling you what happened, it's still because they're thinking it's like the 70s and everyone's watching it one night every week that series is showing its new episode.
Yeah.
So it's been 7 whole days since the last time you watched that series.
Even though that's not how otaku consume
Yeah.
it at all. Like, all of them, basically, I don't think a lot of otaku, like, watch it live, even in Japan.
No. There are certain types of shows, certain genres where that's like helpful. So like in like mystery, in like the mystery genre, that's very helpful. Especially if you, instead of just showing like the events from the past episode, like you show all of the important bits from like several episodes and like connect it in all a very clean linear progression.
But that's never the case.
No, I know it's not the case, but I mean, like, if you're going to do it, that is the ideal format and genre in which to do it. But you're right, it never happens.
Yeah, that only really works if you're like working on a long running, like overarching arc, right? And it's like, oh, hey, this is the point in the story arc that we're currently
and I mean,
at.
that's just a limitation of things that are on broadcast, is like you have a specific amount of time you need to fill. But as we move away from that model, I think it's completely outdated. Like, why are you wasting my time?
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said that it can still be worthwhile, right? Like if we were to take Game of Thrones, for example,
in a certain way, and if it's
if we were to take like Game of Thrones, it's like it's a whole hour long that was the episode. So there are certain things that they might want to address just so you understood what the important things
and I mean,
were.
if those things show up in the episode, that's one thing, but it isn't always the case.
Or they bring up like a plot point from like multiple episodes ago, and it's more like a, hey, just so that when we show this thing that's related to it, you don't completely forget because it was like
or they
3
even
seasons ago.
change the context of it. Like, they might show the same clip, but it's like a different dialogue from a different character's perspective. So you get like a little bit more insight about it. There's a lot of ways you could use recaps as kind of like, creatively
Narrative
show
elements.
Storytelling that way.
Well, actually, the way I would prefer, if we have to stick with recaps, the way I would like to see it is so if the recap is already going to waste my time, right? Use it in a way that in other areas of an episode that would waste my time, put that stuff, like put exposition dumps in the recap. Take things away from like the meat of the episode that I'm going to be watching that I don't want to have to sit through, that's going to waste my time, and like front load it into a section where it's already doing that. So I expect it, so that everything in the actual episode is stuff that I'm actually engaged in and want to watch.
Okay, so you want like a Star Wars style like narrative like message info dump?
Yeah, like do a text crawl, like do
this series.
Yeah, do like a visual version of the text scroll from Star Wars. That would actually, I would be okay with that.
See, but I think outside of like the context of Star Wars, because that's so iconic, if you tried to make people sit and read a paragraph,
No,
or,
no,
like,
no. I
3
said a
paragraphs
visual
of text
version.
prior
A
to
visual.
any series, no one would bother.
No, a visual version of that. Don't just do a text scroll.
Yeah, that
I'm saying
wouldn't
a
even work in
visual-
anime because it's a different language, you know.
Oh my god, subgroups would literally lose their shit.
I know. It would be anime would be very different if that was the case.
Oh my god, that'd be hysterical.
Yeah.
The number of translator notes at the top that would be like, I fucking hate myself and want to die. Fuck this shit would be amazing.
Plus the text is actually moving like in Star Wars, so they have to keep like staggering the shots to move the subtitles with it.
Yeah. That would be really funny.
I'm pretty sure I saw a gimmick like that in an anime before, and they just completely did the whole animation again with English text.
That's pretty based.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think only like real companies would be able to do that, like established companies.
I don't know. It might actually be easier to just superimpose like an entire just like moving text box on top of the image than it would be to try and like layer 2 text boxes on top
I think
of like
that's definitely true, and I think that's like, I do think that a fan subbers probably could do that like very easily. So you're definitely right about that, but I do think it would be funny to have to translate the whole fucking screen.
Yeah.
It definitely gets some weird like Spanglish translations, like bad English.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Or worse yet, if like the original Japanese company tried to make like the dual like English text running alongside it.
Give it to me now. I need it.
Is that like the game Shenmue, where like they're all like bad English translations?
No.
It's fucking so funny. Shout out. All right, Turtle Man, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I guess just before I go out, I will say, can confirm Ash does have like an entire like small bedroom sized room, and the floor is literally just covered like wall to wall in Bionicle models.
I mean, I actually believe that's true because I definitely have that much Neopet stuff. It's not with me currently, but if my parents, like, they definitely have like several storage containers full of it.
Fuck yeah.
I might have a picture of it on my phone. I will scroll through this as the next person comes in to see if I can find it, and I'll post it in chat if I do.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it was definitely subjected to like maybe like 5-hour encapsulated Bionicle brain shove from him on a previous occasion.
It does take that long.
Incredible.
Because I knew nothing about the franchise,
and
I could maybe recall a fair amount of it, and this was like a year and a half ago. And we didn't watch any of it. All he did was just tell me.
That sounds familiar to me. All right.
Oh yes, that's very much how it works. All right.
I'll see you later.
Good. All right. Bye.
Call in next time. Bye.
Peace.
All right, we're gonna bring in Odd Toya VA.
They all still.
You might remember him.
Drunk
Tom.
Toya.
Oh, hey,
I do.
What's going on? What's poppin', gamers?
What's going on?
I'm
dude?
legit wearing my I Am Game shirt right now.
Hell yeah!
Oh
Dude.
fuck yeah!
Suited up and everything.
Yeah, I had
I'll
to
be-
get suited up.
I actually want to take a picture of this room. I will be right back.
Please do.
Oh my god.
It sounds like an exciting room.
I'm vibrating. I'm so excited.
You can tell Toya's the VA because his mic quality is crispy as fuck and sounds
Exactly.
good.
Of course, I accept nothing but the best audio ever because I care so much. Hire Toya for your voice acting needs. Yeah. So what's happening, guys?
Not much, dude. Just sitting here, being a piece of garbage.
Decompressing Ash's fucking watt for the government to reduce all laws against like trying to reduce the spread of smoking, I guess.
And I'm just trying to grill.
Yeah, I'm just trying
yeah.
I'm just
I
trying to
feel
get some
that.
cigarettes, you know?
Fuck yeah, I'm just trying to grill.
I'm just trying to get that Reddit gold.
You know, it's actually interesting that Ash has that, suggestion, because I have my own suggestion for the government.
Yeah.
I would like a society where, basically, I'm gonna need you to stay with me on this one.
Oh no.
We take away all guns. We enforce like super strict gun control. Just take them all away.
Okay.
However, we provide every U.S. citizen with a melee weapon. And now, murder outside of towns is legal.
Okay.
Also, actually, yeah, that's it. I just want people killing each other, to be honest.
But like in the
That's-
fun way.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I want
Also,
it to be like an RPG.
I did provide.
I mean, as a woman, I'm not fine with that. I definitely think women will be fucking conquered and murdered or made into sex slaves in that universe.
No, just become like an awesome badass samurai. You'll be.
I'll
good.
take one for the
Dude, that doesn't happen. Have you studied history? I mean, there's
yeah, I
occasional
have.
fucking women can be in the world with men, but
Listen, I'll have you know, I've watched animated documentaries where
oh my god.
people cut stone pillars in half with samurai swords. So
Yeah, dude, that's fucking lit.
you better start studying up.
But who's
I did-
better with cutting rocks out of mountains? Fucking men or women? That's the question. That's the question I pose for you.
You're just gonna need to break
Guns
that glass
truly
ceiling, I'm
level the
sorry.
playing field. That's why
It's a
they're
great
legal.
equalizer.
Yeah.
All right, so I did take a picture. By the way, this picture, all of those in this picture are in fact full. That they are built. It doesn't look like it
Oh
because
my
there's so
God.
many, but they are all built.
Is the picture in general?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Oh shit. Oh my fucking god.
That's every single. That's all of them.
Where did you
fucking built-
post the?
It's
Oh,
impressive.
this thing.
Mm.
Oh
If
my
if those were
Jesus.
all sentient, they'd be fucking unstoppable.
I'm trying to find like the ones that I recognize from like Gen 1, like Kopaka and
Oh,
Tahu and
right.
all those
I
all those
mean-
boys.
Let me
Oh, there's
see.
Tahu.
I think I
Tahu
see
in the
like
middle.
2 that I know.
Kopaka's all the way in. Both Kopaka and Kopaka Nuva are all the way in the back.
Kopaka was my favorite back in the day.
Do you have any
don't really-
duplicates in there?
I know. Well,
It has
No.
to be, right?
no. All of them are unique.
I found out of Bionicle from Lego magazine. They came with like comics for a while.
Yes.
And I was
I
reading
have-
those.
I
Those are
have all of the comics, all of them.
Wow.
so
I only remember 2 things about Bionicle. And the first one is the Paraka rap, where they're like, yo,
Yo,
Paraka.
Paraka!
Yeah,
Fuck
that's really funny.
And then I think the second one, and I'm pretty sure it was Bionicle, the one where they had the All American Rejects singing
Yes.
in the commercial.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that
was-
too.
Yeah,
It's
really,
really
fucking
funny.
badass.
Oh my gosh.
It's really funny.
I was just like, oh, holy shit, I need these.
Ash, are you aware of a channel on YouTube called Game Hut?
No.
Oh, dude, I recommend everybody check out Game Hut. It's a YouTube channel by a guy who worked for Traveler's Tales, and he just talks about all the games he worked on. And he's like, one of the things he was doing, he's like, I'm just gonna make a new version of Sonic 3D Blast because the one we shipped was bad. I'm gonna make it better, and he was documenting doing that. A bunch of
Oh,
other things.
sick.
But one of the videos he did is Traveler's Tales did a Bionicle game, and he
They
had
did.
an older version of it back when it used to be an FPS, and like how they had to change it. He was like playing this older build, like, yeah, we were gonna make a Bionicle first-person shooter, but Lego wouldn't
Well,
have it.
they
What
they
the
pulled
fuck?
they pulled it back to a third person perspective.
Yeah, he was saying they changed it to third person because like it was gonna get a T rating from the ESRB, and Lego wouldn't have that. It had to be E or E10. So he just plays. Like he just has it sitting around because he worked there of like an older build in first person and just like
That's
yeah, this is how-
fucking sick.
what the game would have been like, and this is how we were gonna do things. It's fucking sick, dude.
That
Game
that
Hut
game
is, like,
that
one
game
of my
is
favorite YouTube
actually
channels.
that game is actually really fun.
Yeah, and like he's one of the guys who made it, and he just has a YouTube channel. He talks about all the old Traveler's Tales games he worked on, and like
That's
it's
that's
really
awesome.
fucking cool. I love Game
You know,
Hut.
I kind of wish they had just fucking leaned into the T rating and made it so the Bionicle
that's-
game was just super fucking violent.
Well, that's
like,
the
ripping
thing
off
is
heads
that
and
like
shit.
if you like read the books and stuff, it is actually like grotesquely violent in a lot of places.
Mhm.
Oh fuck.
Like the number. Okay, so one of the things that that I want to get that I would like, if I'm going to do this lecture, I'm gonna have to make this point again. Like number one, if anything in the Bionicle universe seems confusing, always reference back to the idea this is a toy line. If you want to understand why certain things happen, almost every single weird thing can be explained by this is a toy line.
Mhm.
That's true.
Number two, because it is a toy line, the number of things, be it inanimate objects, natural phenomena, or character weapons that have the ability to metamorphosize the characters is astronomically large. Like, because, it's a toy line, so if you can make the characters take a different form, of course, that's good.
2 toys now for the same character.
Exactly. So the funny thing about that is that when it shows up in the story, almost any time that metamorphosis takes place, it is grotesquely described as being like one of the most painful things ever experienced by the characters in question. Like the number of characters that get transformed by like drowning in like metamorphosizing water, getting hit by like mutating energy blasts, having like mental breakdowns when they have a new body, characters completely losing their minds as like their biology literally changes and therefore they have completely different motivations, due to, different chemicals in their bodies. Like it's like fucked up a lot of ways. And like the number of powers that are like based around mind control and mind altering effects, like that just fuck characters up irrevocably. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
Christ.
That's fucking based as shit.
So
Yeah,
you're
like
saying is Bionicle is just Animorphs, but Lego.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yes. Like there's a character midway through the story who she has a mask power that is solely based upon finding this MacGuffin, essentially. And like the farther away that she gets from the MacGuffin, the more intense these migraines that she has get. So, like, when she first activates this power, she almost dies from having this massive migraine attack that she has no idea why it's happening.
Jesus.
Shit.
I have
that's
a migraine
just
right now.
that's just like a casual thing that just is a thing that happens. Like stuff like that is constant. Like there's a character that like in one of the books who literally gets ripped apart, like literally dismembered by a bunch of different animals.
Sick.
Hot.
Yeah.
Very hot.
Speaking of which, Tom, I have not seen your Animorphs lecture yet, but I'm really fucking excited to.
Dude, the response has been way better than I was expecting.
Didn't
I was
the
having a
author of
panic attack.
Animorphs like see it?
I don't know if they saw it, but they know that I did it, and they responded. They tweeted at me and were just like,
Yeah, they saw that it existed. They probably listened to at least a little bit of it.
I'll take my victories where I can get
That's
them.
pretty fucking dope.
Probably turned it off as soon as Nate started making misogynist jokes, but
as you do.
Hey man,
I mean,
it's gotta
Michael
be
Grant.
on brand. It's PCP
Michael
content.
Grant, you go to his Twitter page, which is Kay Applegate's husband. You go to his Twitter page, and like his banner is impeach Trump. So I'm like, he's probably...
No!
I'm like, he's probably not going to be picking up what I'm putting down.
That's how a lot of boomers are, like who used to make things that we consume. There's so many voice actors who like, I just like see from a while ago, and they're like fucking like, I don't know, they're very politicized, but they're they have a lot of boomer energy.
Yeah, so
if we're gonna be honest, all voice actors deserve the bullet.
Wow, you're making some stances
Yes,
here. Oh my gosh.
And once I kill all other voice actors, I'll
be
turn the
the
gun
only
on
one.
myself.
Oh.
I stand with Toya.
Like the end of Terminator 2, where you're
Hell
just standing
yeah.
over the lava pit with like all the dead corpses, and you're just gonna look over to like the little kid and be like, "There's still one voice actor left." Point to your head.
Goodbye. Oh, by the way, Michelle, I hope you realize something with this new coronavirus quarantine.
Yeah.
I get a year free on our bet.
What?
Our bet for a certain individual, if he'll make it through high school.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh, no!
I get a year, baby!
No! God
So,
damn it! He'll shoot up that
want-
school even if it kills me.
Oh no!
Yeah. Me and
Based.
Michelle have a current bet going that we think a certain. Well, she thinks a
just
certain
say it's
individual.
You just say it.
Okay, she thinks D Pico is
To
gonna shoot up.
Pico! No!
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
No! Not here. Not
But
I disavow anything that's being said on the show. I disavow. I cannot get
I-
involved in a lawsuit. This is a Christian podcast here. I'll have none of that deep Pico nonsense.
Michelle, I'm on
if
your-
you stalk people, seek help. If you have suicidal thoughts, seek help. This channel.
Don't listen to her,
I
D.
am
Pico. Don't
not
listen to
your
her.
psychologist. In fact, if you're under the age of 17, this is bad. You need to turn
want-
this off
I want
and
that
go
sweet
put
money, D.
on
Pico. Come
Mr.
on.
Rogers
Come on.
this second.
Listen,
I'm
I
not
am
getting
the
paid,
number
so I'm gonna
one-
throw around some hard R's. That's all.
I am the #1 D Pico apologist.
Oh my god! I thought I was a DPico apologist.
No, I'm
Pico is the only
I'm-
person in the world that frightens me.
Michelle.
He's fucking
Michelle,
base, dude. He's just too base for
Michelle.
his age.
Yeah.
if
Too
I'm reading this if I'm reading this situation and the nature of this bet correctly, I am totally on your side, and I hope he does it.
Yeah.
No, I
I
have.
don't-
Oh
confidence that I
Jesus!
know
Okay, I
he will.
disavow. I disavow. Okay, Tom doesn't know anything about DPico, so we don't have to talk about him.
I don't need
have
proof. I have faith.
All right, Tom.
I believe.
Tom, do you have anything to
have
say to a
Pico.
voice actor guy, Odd Toya, who's also Odd Toya, who's also dope? Do you have anything to say to him?
Me and Odd Toya go a ways back.
Way
He's
back.
constantly on I Am Games. I miss your weekly paycheck injections that I would get. That's why I should start streaming again.
If only I.
This could
like,
be
the
you,
problem is-
Tom. You could be having the show right now.
I
You could
know.
have made a
if
whole
only.
$1 by the end of the stream.
Things could have been different. I made 50. I streamed randomly on I Am Games on because I was testing stuff out, and someone gave me $50. So I felt like it was a justified 2 hours.
That's awesome.
I made that in my last stream. I like streamed for an hour, and I made $50.
Hell.
By the way, for those who are wondering why people give streamers money, I had an experience that was really, really fucking funny to me, and I got a really big kick out of it. Do you guys
Mine's 'cause
remember?
I showed my face.
Do you do you guys remember when Ben and Munchie did the Endless War birthday stream?
No,
I think so, maybe.
probably.
No.
They stream
So
so
they-
much. I can't
I'm lying.
recall. I can't separate any of them. They all
No,
blur.
the two of them just did a Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers stream.
How
that was
long ago was this?
it was a while ago, maybe like
Okay.
a year and a half, 2
Was
years
it for
maybe.
Ben's birthday? Because that was yesterday.
No. This was for the anniversary of Endless War.
Okay.
Like it had been going for a year, and they were doing
If
a
it's
stream
over a week
Interesting.
ago. I barely remember. So
Oh, nice.
Same, Tom.
Because I was a huge fan of just the concept of Endless War. Like I liked being exposed to the idea of it. And I was also making bank at the time. And I just decided I just gave them $200.
Oh shit!
Damn.
And watching them listening to them literally lose their minds was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, that's really what it is. A power trip, right? You're just like
Yeah. You
I'm-
hold the emotions of another human being in
Yeah.
the
And people don't donate to this show because they know they can't hold my emotions like that. They know I'm
You
a
could hold
stone
mine.
cold cunt.
Please donate money.
So I for anyone wondering why people give money to streamers, that's why.
Exactly.
The reason Toya gave us money is because he was too drunk to realize what he's doing, and then the next day he's like, "Oh," and then I'd always feel bad.
That's literally
Toya, is it
anybody
okay?
who gives money ever. I don't think
And
I've
he
ever
was just
given
like,
money
"No,
to
I'm
anybody
good."
not drunk.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh my god, there was
Like
good
you
portion.
did like 200 in like $50
Jesus
increments.
Christ.
Yeah,
one
there was
stream.
like there was a strong part of the year where I was just getting drunk a lot, and I just completely followed my whims, whatever I wanted to do. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to give this person.
I mean, the
money.
next
Fuck
day,
it.
me and Digi we need to like reach out to Toya and make sure that was like okay, because you were very clearly drunk and there was a lot of
Yeah,
money
that's
spent.
responsible companies. Unlike
Toya,
the cigarette
what is your
industry.
address? Please send it to
Oh,
me so
my
I can send you alcohol.
It's an investment, right? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
stocks. You put in money and you get back more money, right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
That's I feel like that's a pretty good tactic. Although I'm not sure if you'll be able to send me anything with our girl Corona-chan just destroying the world.
Oh
the struggle.
no,
Thank God that liquor stores are considered essential business is all I'm gonna say.
Right?
they are.
You hear the post office is saying they're going to go out of business if they're not bailed out by the government.
Are
Good.
you fucking serious?
Yeah, the post office
Good.
said they're going to fucking go under. I mean, they're going to get bailed out,
I've-
obviously, but
Thank
course.
Christ, because I fucking okay. Does anybody have this experience? Okay, I'm one of those people that I do not check my mail every day because I'm like, if there's something actually important, I'm gonna get an email about it,
Very
right?
true.
Right. So I don't check my mail. So I will just let my mailbox fill the fuck up. Like I'm talking like
I hope it's full of letters from like unemployment.
no. So they're actually all through the internet. But the funny thing is that the mailman has multiple times like left sticky notes on my mailbox, being like really pissed about me not emptying out the mailbox, and I'm like, well, then just don't fucking put stupid junk mail in my goddamn mailbox.
Right.
Like I have no incentive to take anything out of there because I already know what it is.
Yeah, Grandma, stop sending me shit.
No, like seriously, like
Grandma.
I will be glad if the post office goes out of business because it means I'll stop getting dumbass shit that I have to fucking constantly clean out of an outside box that I do not give a damn about.
Unfortunately, I need the post office for my tax return, so keep at it, post office.
yeah. You have a P.O. box. You got to have the post office open.
I didn't even know before this whole like fucking $1,200 check that you could even have your tax return direct deposited. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
was always like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The reason I found out about it because they're saying it's going to take you months to get your stimulus check if you don't have direct deposit on your taxes.
I've
It's like,
always
well,
had
I guess I'm
that.
fucked.
I literally have always
I had
done
no idea
that.
it was even possible. And I have
Me
a
neither.
tax guy. I have a tax guy and he never fucking told me.
I like this
Wow.
arc of your tax
Wow.
guy just being awful.
He's
I
the
was
worst.
Sorry.
Time
I'm getting ripped
to
off.
That's fucked up.
Tom.
I'm glad you said that. You should talk to Digi before he gets help with his taxes, because
time to get a new tax guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
we cannot
I
afford to get
texted
fucked
my
over.
tax guy about the stimulus, and he's like, I don't even know anything about it. I'm like, that's your
Wow.
job.
Oh my god, Tom.
I had to tell him about
I'm
the
paying
small
you.
business 10K
It's
thing.
like Jackie
I told
doing your
him about it.
taxes.
Tom, are you sure you've been paying your taxes for X many years?
I don't
This
even
dude-
know anymore.
We
Yeah, I
all
know,
don't
this dude-
know.
This dude sounds like a scam.
Tom's gonna get arrested.
Dude.
No, he's not going to get arrested because he hasn't paid his taxes, right? He's going to get arrested because he probably owes the government money and just doesn't know.
No,
Maybe.
Tom, I implore you, please just pull a John McAfee and just
Yep.
tell the government no, I'm not paying my
Tom
taxes.
is the next
And then
John
leave.
McAfee.
You know what's wild about that? Is that I don't think a lot of people realize that the vast majority of people could just say no, and because most people get a return and don't actually have to pay into taxes at the end of the year, you could just do that.
It's
Like-
I mean, it's certainly a tactic.
Right? Like you could just not do the paperwork and nothing would happen to you because most people working regular jobs overpay because of their income tax. So you could just not do it and nothing would happen.
Sure.
I mean,
Guys,
Oh.
John McAfee just tweeted. If you have a podcast with at
Oh,
least
yeah.
5,000 subscribers, email me.
Yeah, no, we're
And
very
maybe he'll be on
close.
it.
But that's
PCP,
that's the
please.
truth. Oh yeah, I
that'd be
mean,
pretty
I
fun.
almost have 5,000 subs. Like the PCP definitely does.
Fuck yeah.
this channel has 3.881K.
That's pretty close to
subscribers.
5K. I don't know if
And
you know math, but
na-
that's pretty close.
Now,
John
you
McAfee
have-
on the PCP when, Tom?
Oh, dude,
you have
maybe it'll happen. I think Nate
3.81.
actually posted that tweet in the
Oh,
PCP chat, so the dime may
Oh
have been cashed.
shit, dude.
Yeah,
That
Nate
would
deleted
be
the tweet and just said, "Worth considering IMO."
Ah,
So,
that's
BG, I
fine.
literally just said that.
Yeah. Though, okay, you do have to realize though that he also tweeted out that he goes on podcasts to answer questions. Like he literally tweeted out that he went on a podcast. A guy was just like not really asking him direct questions, and he
All right,
fucking
this
yeeted
is
it out of
why
him.
I think that McAfee would get on my podcast. One, I am friends with both Ralph from the Ralph Retort, Ethan Ralph, and I'm friends with Dick Masterson. They both follow me on Twitter. That guy is going to be like, oh, I follow both of these guys. They're following this account. Then they're also going to see that I'm a bitch. So he's going to give me a handicap and say, well, you don't quite beat the 5,000, but you got 4,000. I might
Also,
help you
well,
out with that. And then I'll offer him cocaine to come on my stream. So that's 3 reasons why I'm absolutely sure he'll come on my stream.
And I mean, also, you know, judging by the content of McAfee's previous tweets, he'll be like, well, it is a woman.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, you know the obvious question you have to ask him, right? So did you kill that guy?
Oh yeah.
Or
he
is,
gets pissed.
or is anal the answer to life? He might be more interested
Well,
in answering that.
no,
one.
well, I mean, we already know his answer to that question, and he's 100% correct.
Maybe you should just ask in a very subtle way, just like, so like hypothetically, right? If I was in South Africa.
No. The question you ask is, if you want to get to the root of that, right? The question you ask is, so there's this guy, and I fucking hate his guts, and I want him to vanish from the face of the planet. How would you do that?
Oh shit.
Like, let's say this
Wow.
guy like killed your dogs. Or something.
Oh, then he has to die, right?
Yeah.
He gets the bullet, definitely.
It's true. You've chosen death.
How would you kill him? Hypothetically.
I'm just looking for advice here, you know.
You know, John McAfee might be the safest one from the coronavirus because he's out on the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An actual pirate, a
absolutely.
real life fucking pirate.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend.
Based.
A
But
real life
he's
Far
also
Cry
kind
villain.
of like a nothing burger kind of guy. He's always been that.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
he's amazing, and I look up to him.
I mean,
as a role model.
I respect him a lot, and like, I mean, even though I don't know if I should, but like I do, I think he's really interesting, and I respect his, you know, his creativity and his, you know, spirituality, and his authenticity. I really appreciate. But like, he's fucking based. That's all.
He's
At the end of the
based.
day, he's pretty based. Even
Incarnate.
if he's kind of
Yep.
crazy and may have killed a person, just like the Tiger King, he is.
I mean,
based.
like, mate, let's be honest. If you go and murder a man, that automatically gives you massive amounts of based points.
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
it definitely makes you very credible, as you will
And you
kill
get away with
somebody
it?
if you say it. Yeah.
Honestly, John McAfee, he'd do well in my American Dream, where we take away all guns and just give people melee weapons.
Yeah, that seems like a utopia for him.
Yeah.
I
We're
mean,
not
but-
taking his guns.
I was gonna say, John McAfee loves
He
his
Would
gun.
not be okay with you taking his guns at all.
You know,
He
He
would,
wouldn't-
in fact, he would test out the ability of his weapons on you.
I'm just saying.
He'd like,
I
he'd
could
be the
see
one
John
guy
Mc-
with the guns. He would just hide them all and be like, "Yeah, I gave up my guns." Wink. And then
Yeah, right.
I could see like
Oh.
John in instance where one person has a melee weapon and he has a gun. He just puts away the gun and he's just like, I fight with honor.
Yeah, right.
yeah. Speaking of guns and cool shit about guns, have you guys seen? I forget where I saw it, but some guy made a like a little Twitter video of he has Alexa. He has one of those like Alexa things, right?
Mhm.
And he made this thing where he goes, Alexa, and then he has the Matrix line. He's like, we need guns. And you see this like what looks like a china cabinet, and like the top drawer of the china cabinet, like he says, Alexa, we need guns. And the top drawer of the china cabinet just automatically rolls out, and there's tons of handguns like in
Fuck
this
yeah.
right. It's totally legit. But then he goes, Alexa, put away the guns. The drawer goes back in. And then he goes, Alexa, we need guns. lots of guns. And then the Alexa speaker starts playing fucking Highway to Hell, and the entire entire, like, not just the top drawer, the entire china cabinet like opens up like a Pandora's box, and I'm talking like shotguns, ARs, handguns, grenades, like tons of shit, just like tons of compartments come out of this thing, and it's the most badass thing on the face of the planet.
I want that so goddamn bad.
Hell yeah.
All right. You know what? New American Dream. Just give everyone a fucking gun.
Damn fucking straight.
But are all the guns
That's
created
true.
equal? Are they all
If everybody
created
has a gun,
equal?
no one does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're
there's some
trying to
people
get it,
getting
Tom.
machine guns and other people getting handguns.
I want a big gun.
I think it should be.
No, a big gun.
I think this. You know what? This is a good compromise between capitalism and communism. I think, right? Everybody who you get a gun according to what you deserve. So some people will have machine guns, and some people will have little one-shot. Those old west tiny little revolvers.
Exactly.
As long as DePico gets a really big gun, I'm fine.
Jesus Christ! Oh no!
Wait, no.
Well, no.
About...
In this universe, that's totally fine because you never know. Maybe he goes to the school and one of the kids there has a bigger gun.
Ah!
Toya,
I still win the bet.
Have any last words?
I actually wanted to mention something real quick.
Hell yeah.
Did you see recently? It's about the coronavirus again. I know. I'm sorry, but did you see recently in the news? Apparently, China may have been lying about some of the details of the coronavirus.
No.
Whoa.
Can you believe that?
It's just
Get
the
this guy out.
CIA
Get
is
him
like months fucking behind the average internet user. It's fucking crazy.
Can you believe the guys who lied about SARS and who lied about the swine flu? You really think they would do something like that?
Yeah, and I mean
Isn't
the
China's
fucking
lying to me?
WHO is complicit in their fucking scheme. They're taking money
Yeah.
from them. Like who would have ever guessed?
I'm so
People
surprised.
that told us
I'm
not
honestly,
to wear a fucking mask.
I'm
shocked.
I'm a little
Shocked,
bit.
I tell you.
I'm a little bit disappointed in China. I gotta admit, I was a big fan before, but I can't stand
Yeah,
China.
I thought they were
with
pretty
at this
based. And then
rate.
they shut
Yeah.
down Wuhan, and I'm like, this is not based at all.
This is actually pretty
this is
cringe.
fucking cringe.
Yeah, whenever they gunned down those college students in Tiananmen Square, I was like, very cool, China.
One twisted tit just subscribed, by the way.
Thanks.
One
Damn.
twisted
Hell yeah.
tit.
Just one.
Just a single one.
In the middle,
Yeah.
That
bisected.
sounds wretched. Gross.
Also, Toya, don't feel bad. We stand Corona-chan on this stream.
It's true.
Oh,
Absolutely.
She's the cutest one around, right?
Absolutely. A total Daru.
Exactly. Fucking
Our
move over,
girl.
Bulletin.
Our little flu. Our little Luflu.
You know, there was something I was gonna say, but I'm not. You know, there's some things that even I'm not gonna. There's some lines that even I won't cross.
Well, now we're curious.
I don't
Uh,
believe that, Ash. What's your line
Yeah.
that you won't cross? And why
Well, I'm
won't
just
you
fucking
cross
just saying,
it?
May, I don't want to get you demonetized.
We're past that
Keyblade
already.
Spirit just subscribed with
Oh,
one
wait.
subscription. I thought I turned that off, but I guess
All right,
not.
fine. Fuck it. I want to have Corona-chan inside me, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm.
Weren't you already sick though? Didn't you already have her inside you technically?
I unconfirmed.
Or do
but
you want her
highly
to
likely.
revisit you?
You know, it was a great time. And I would very much like to have another visit from Corona-chan, which I
like
know is possible. So
He's like a bug catcher, but like for Corona
Yeah.
Mm.
instead of AIDS.
What a fucking grifter.
I'm a total simp for Corona-chan.
Absolutely. I think this podcast is going to go down in the history as a simp in all of this.
the Corona-chan simp cast.
I mean, one of them. There certainly is more.
By the way, you guys were talking about the Tiger King earlier.
Whoa, Toya donated $5. It says, hire Toya for
why?
your voice acting needs.
Wow!
Wow.
Thanks,
Wow.
Toya. God, what a cool guy.
I mean, it's not $200, but like it's fine.
Yeah, you know.
But the Tiger King, my sister actually met that guy.
No shit.
Yo,
Dude,
really?
that
Yeah, on
shit's
a school
crazy.
trip.
Like one of my friends knew him too.
Wait,
Oh,
who?
Whoa, small world.
No, I mean like zoology, like the study of zoology is a really small world. So like if you are in the field of zoology, you might know other people who like distribute the animals and shit. And he's like, he's a character. I think he was kind of a lolcow in their like purview for a long time.
And the world is just now catching on.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
we
had-
need a documentary to kind of funnel interest into things to make it normie acceptable.
I mean, sure.
I actually haven't watched the entire thing. I've only watched the first episode.
Oh, you gotta
But
watch it.
my-
It's great. It's really funny.
That first episode takes such a fucking turn at the end.
Yeah.
Because like you're going in and you're like, okay, well, Joe Exotic, he's not so fucking bad. Like I don't really like this Carol person. And then like at the end, Joe's like, listen, if they try to take my tigers away, this is gonna turn into fucking Waco. And I'm just like, whoa, Joe, what's going on here?
It's really
Oh, Joe
interesting,
Exotic.
and I'm
Okay.
wondering who actually was the one who paid for like and supported this documentary to be made. Like, I haven't really looked that up, but there's definitely kind of like opinions woven into it. I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely a fucking crazy ride, and I'd recommend it.
Oh God, man. And how long was this documentary going on for, anyways?
I wonder
'Cause,
because
like-
it seems like it wasn't like the original purpose of the film is different than the outcome just because of how things turned out.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know,
They were filming it for a
and-
long
and-
time.
yeah, Joe's like out in the open. He's talking to the camera.
Yeah,
And
it's fucking
fuck.
nuts.
I'll have to watch. the
There's like
entire
a
thing.
fat guy who like is kind of involved with Joe Exotic, but there's like a scene of him on a jet ski, just like completely out of like context and just like him looking like a badass, and it's like this guy paid for it, right? Like it's him, right?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! What a king! Yo, if I paid for a documentary, I'd just be like make me look like a goddamn king.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking-
It's just really funny.
Hey, you lay down that kind of money, you deserve to be shot as a Chad.
For sure.
Jesus. All right. Well, it's been real, guys. It's been real fun.
Yeah, have a
love
nice
talking to
night.
you.
Remember to stay hydrated, Toya.
Yeah.
How
Thank
did
you
you
for
know
the
Stay very
fun.
hydrated.
How did you know I was gonna be drinking?
Oh,
Because it's 8 o'clock. I don't know.
because it's you.
That's true. It is me. All right.
All
See you guys.
Bye.
Too easy, man.
Later.
All right. I guess the only person in here is ILD or ILDI with the
I'll
Lupin
die.
avatar.
I'll die.
I'll
Based.
die. Is this Isle Diver?
Yo,
Hello.
Hello.
no way. Wow, it's crazy.
Who
The
is
internet
this?
brings us together. I'll die.
What do you
Don't
do?
you know me? I make video games. I don't know. I
Oh,
watch
yeah.
PCP.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
I know
hey,
you.
Tom.
We talk.
Yeah, we've spoken. We've interacted in the past. Not spoken through text.
Yeah.
Well, now you
The
guys are
superior
speaking.
form of
So
interaction.
Yeah. Wow.
Now it's real.
Crazy.
it's real.
Yeah, very real. The only thing I have to say is I think I've cracked the code on why people don't like how Okami looks.
Okay, please
do people-
inform me.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
do people not look like it? Because
There
if
was
they
there was a
if they-
guy in the Okami stream we were doing at Radcon who was like hardcore, like this game looks ugly, it looks really bad. I can't believe you like this. And
is he stupid?
I would assume yes, but maybe Aldai here has a alternative hypothesis.
Do enlighten.
Because I think this does impact me too, because everyone else like comes when they see Okami, and I don't quite come. I don't say it's, but the thing is, I think it's literally just the inverse hole outlines. Like I look at them and I go, wow, these, you can see all the polygons. They like intersect with the ground in like it's, you can see the separation. It's bad. We've been spoiled in the modern day with like good shaders that give you like perfect outlines and everything. And that's what I'm used to. And so when I look at something that uses like very strongly, like very strong inverse hole outlines with good distance from the model and everything, it just feels like a cheap version of that. And I know that there's nothing they could have done to get around it, but I think that's
Okay.
why.
So what you're saying is that Zoomers are stupid.
Maybe, and that's why I'm a little stupid because I'm like half Zoomer. So
Makes
Okay.
sense.
yeah.
Well, I guess I mean I can understand that perspective. There are certain times where like the inverted hull will like clip through things in a weird way. But I don't know. Feel like if that's your one mark against it, against everything else, where it's just like the
yeah.
most gorgeous thing ever made by a human. I think
Look,
you're focusing
Yeah.
on the
Well, the
negatives a
thing
little
is-
too much.
The thing is that it's a single mark, but it pervades everything. So if you don't like it, then it's gonna be something that perpetually like peeves you a little bit.
okay. All I'm going to say on this topic is that you are right. People have been spoiled. As somebody whose first video game was Mario 64, Okami looks fucking impeccable.
I mean, my first video game was Super Mario Bros. NES. So, but in terms of like, what I don't know. I'm just saying the same thing over again. Also, I have like a borrowed copy of Okami that I'm going to start playing as soon as I can, because I haven't played it before.
Do it.
So, yeah.
It's good. I'm trying to
That's
finish it right now.
Tom, are you playing the Wii version?
I'm playing the PS4 version.
Okay, because when I played it initially, I played it on the Wii, and I fucking hated it because motion controls are garbage and should never have existed.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
Okay.
Then it came out on the Switch, and I played it on that. And because I could turn off motion controls, I was like, "Oh my god, this game is fucking like I love it."
I think that explains, because this copy is a Wii copy, and my sister and I tried playing it long ago, and we were just like really confused about like why people liked it. But
Yeah.
I only saw like half an hour of gameplay.
No, so the motion controls in the Wii version of Okami make combat a fucking slog and impossible to get right. You cannot do it. The motion controls are too imprecise for the timing that you need to get for the combat to be rewarding. So when you actually have buttons that you can press, it completely changes the experience.
Okay, I'll have to get the PS2 version then. I'll see if I can stomach it.
Honestly,
on the Wii, but-
I would get it for like PS4 or Switch.
Well,
or think
I only
might
have
be
the
on-
Wii and I do have Switch.
Get it for the Switch. That's what I played it on.
Because here's the thing, the HD remaster, like the game was designed to have as high of a resolution as possible because it's trying to be like a crispy pen and ink sort of thing. So playing it in standard def, it didn't age well. So if the effect they were going for is just so much more impactful and better when playing it in HD. Because like again, we've all been spoiled. So like seeing the pen and ink style in 1080p is exactly the way you would want to experience it now because the effect works so much better.
Also, if you get it on Switch, don't play it on play it in handheld mode.
Oh, I only have a Switch Lite, so that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Because if you try to play it, because the Switch when it projects to a screen, it's not actually like matching that screen's display settings. It's just upscaling it. So
Right.
you get the same problem of
To a lesser degree.
To a lesser degree, but you do get the same problem. So if you're playing it on the Switch version, play it in handheld mode, because it's not trying to upscale anything and it runs better. It's smoother and fantastic.
That makes sense.
But by the way, Tom, how many hours do you have?
I
right
think
now?
I'm at the 34, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, because I beat the entire game on deployment in 23.
I think some of it might be because I left my PS4 on. I don't know if it keeps
Hmm.
running the clock while it's paused. Because it's even for me, it seems like a little long.
Yeah, I was actually very impressed with myself that I got it all done in 23 hours.
Yeah.
What a
I'm not trying to
show-off.
speed run it.
It's not a good time.
I got more value for my money, so that's all I'm saying.
Also,
boy.
doesn't the PS2 one have the minigame in the loading screens? I feel like that's like
They took
that's
out
such a big appeal for me.
they took out the mini games on the remasters because it loads so much faster that like the mini game like wouldn't work apparently.
Oh. I see.
Unfortunate. You should be able to manually like turn on a setting to make the loading times take longer, so you can
Some
play the
people
mini
was
games.
saying you can enable the mini game, but I don't know where the
Really?
option is. So don't hold me to it.
You have to find a secret in the world.
Maybe.
Well, all right. That's all. Also, I have a PS2 and I have like no games for it. I have like a few, like Katamari Damacy I bought like last year, and that's basically the only good one I have. So I just kind of want a collection of good PS2 games.
Zone of the Enders 2.
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 1 and 3.
Armored Core 3.
That is good. Dynasty Warriors 3 is really fun if you like those kind of games because it's so goofy. Guilty Gear X2, Sharp Reload. Resident Evil 4, Second Sight.
I'm playing Resident Evil 4 on my Switch.
What else? I'm just looking at my shelf right now. God of War 1 and 2 are good. All the fucking platformer trilogies like the Jak trilogy, the Ratchet trilogy, and Sly, those are all good.
Play the Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game.
Yeah,
for PS2 is really
Ultimate
good.
Spider-Man's also really good, but probably not as good as Spider-Man 2. What else is over there? Red Faction 2 was good. Soul Reaver 2. Time Splitters, Future Perfect, and Time Splitters 2 are both badass as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful
I
Joe.
definitely want to play. I wanted to play Time Splitters since you played on IM Games, but I
It's
don't
really
like
fun.
emulating PS2 because I don't like having to play the like remap the controller
It is
inputs
annoying.
in my head.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Beyond Good and Evil, pretty badass. Haven't finished it yet, but it's pretty badass so far. Yeah, that's definitely enough to keep you going for a long ass fucking time. Maximo, Ghost of Glory, another overlooked gem. If you want a really hardcore kick your ass game, it's a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins, but in 3D. and it
Oh,
beats the
damn.
fuck out of you.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I've been playing the original Ghosts and Goblins on my Switch with the what's it? You know, the thing that lets you play old games on your Switch. I've been doing that.
The online
And my
pass.
friends who like showed it to me, like for a second, I just recognized the name and was like, "Oh, I want to play that." And then he was immediately like, "Oh, you're gonna play it for like 10 minutes, and then you're gonna be like, I can't play this ever again." But I started playing it and I could not put it down. I love that game. It's so good.
Yeah, Maximo's pretty dope if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that's rad.
That's what I got.
Cool. And now I can come back to the stream and reference it. The YouTube, what is left of the YouTube video.
Dope.
Absolutely. I'll die.
Alright.
Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I love you.
Bye.
Oh wow. Thank you. Bye.
I'll leave
Say it
you
back.
on that note. All right. If anybody else
didn't say
wants
it
to
back.
jump in now or forever hold your peace. I'll give you guys like a half minute to possibly do that. But yeah, you guys thinking like this is the end?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty fried.
All right.
I was gonna say if anybody really wants a Bionicle lecture, Pantsu, this might be a good stream idea.
Yeah, dude, I'd be down. I'd be down
Or
to
I
host
could-
something like that.
Or I could just sit there and lecture everybody on.
Yeah,
You have
if
to
you-
be on camera with
Yeah,
all
if
your
you want to
Bionicle
put like
figures.
a webcam on it or something, I can host something like that. I'd be
Just
down.
have the Bionicle figures be the classroom, and you're just giving them a lecture on themselves.
Incredible.
Do you know how long it takes to move all of those figures?
Commit to the bit, my dude.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd have to find a
You
good
made
space.
after your big fucking effort with Darling and the Franks video. Come on, this is like baby shit.
It is baby shit.
Excellent.
But yeah,
People in the chat are saying, Ash, give me that lecture. So that'd be pretty dope.
I could do it.
You should do it.
I would watch it absolutely.
I would host any lecture like content. I don't think I can call it a lecture because I don't think that's right. But I'll
Well,
come up with
I-
some kind of name for it.
I actually had an idea of how like PCP adjacent channels like yours could call it a lecture.
This is not a PCP
You know-
adjacent channel. I mean, it technically is, but it will move away from that direction.
Well, you could still host similar content.
Oh,
if,
definitely.
Like, as far
I mean, it
as,
can
as,
appreciate some of the roots of like it, but like it is not
As-
a PCP fucking adjacent show. I would
As-
not
as
have
far
you
as-
on, Ash. I would have Kazi on if that was the case, or
yeah.
Gib.
as
I'm on
far
here.
Yeah, you're
As
on
far-
here. I mean, because you wanted to be.
As far as the title goes, you could call it Satellite PCP Lecture.
Possibly.
But yeah, I mean, I would do that if people really want it. I could figure something out. I could get something organized.
Yeah,
I'd have to figure
no.
out the I'd have to figure out a camera situation because the DSLR is not going to last 5 hours.
Right. If you think it's going to be that long.
It will,
Excellent. That's fucking dope.
because the one guy's lecture took a while, but he took breaks. I will not need to take breaks.
Isle Dice says, not a
Um,
PCP adjacent channel, PCP member on the stream. I'm going to have to counter that and say I had Dimitri Monroe on the stream a couple nights ago. Like, just because I happen to know more people who are in the PCP universe does not make this PCP content. That's all I have
No.
to say. Tom, do you feel like this is a PCP adjacent stream?
No, because it's not retarded. Not nearly as much.
That's
so-
exactly what I'm trying to say. That's all.
We're actually like having a discussion and like we can talk and then someone finishes and then the next person stops and like
Yeah.
it's a discourse and not like a screeching autistic
Well,
match to see who's
look
the
at
most
right here. We
retarded.
can put out the back of the fucking tin. Not PCP derivative bullshit. This is its own fucking show. 2 out
Oh,
of
boy.
5 PCP members confirm. So
Well.
that's good. At this point.
I
Alright.
do, Tom. I may have to talk to you about how to set up a camera because I do have a like a Sony HD camcorder, and I don't know if I could pipe that into my computer and use that as a webcam.
I'm pretty sure you can. I just haven't done it.
You
If you-
definitely can.
There
Like
should
I
be a way
even
to do
used
it.
my cell phone as a I was able to program my cell phone to do that. So you definitely can do it with other devices as long as it's like enabled through Wi-Fi.
Well, no, because it's like it's like a handheld
Oh
like
yeah.
tourist camcorder. So like I'd have to see if I can actually pipe that. But I mean, I would
That's-
do it.
Yeah, I bet you probably could.
I know people who have done it. I just haven't done it personally because I don't own one, but I know you can. So I'm sure we can put our heads together and hash it out.
Dude, there's definitely a tutorial on YouTube if it's possible.
All right. Well, is this a confirmation? This is what the people want.
The people want, and if nothing else, it's what I want, and that's all that matters to me.
All right.
I
I'll
want it.
do it. We'll just have to. I'll do it. I just got to figure out the technology
Yeah,
side
and if
of
we
it.
can't stream it, like if you want to just upload it to my channel or your channel, like we can always advertise it heavily.
That's fair. I would like to stream it though, because I think that'd be
I think
fun.
that'd be fucking dope.
Because
agree.
because the thing with it is that you have to have a lot of. There's going to be questions.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that happens, and for those that are not aware, the Bionicle naming convention is based on the New Zealand Aboriginal language. That is how all the characters and all the places and stuff, all of that is how things are named. And because of that, there is a strong line of consistency with like the specific sounds that occur in every character's name. So it is very easy to get lost.
Interesting. See, I was gonna say for the live thing, one of the weaknesses of doing it live would be you wouldn't be able to edit in photos, but you have all the toys. You can just pick them up and show us what everybody
Yeah,
looks like.
I can. I mean, and I can also pull just like promotional images and stuff, and to show through like OBS or something like that. Oh boy,
Carla's
It's
in
gonna
here
happen.
saying that she wants to do an ICP lecture. That's
That does
pretty
need to-
interesting
someone
too.
needs to do it.
I definitely think that is a worthy topic. And Bionicles.
You know what another good lecture topic would be?
We'll have to call them seminars.
Seminars, yes. An SCP Foundation seminar. That. But I have no idea who has like encyclopedic knowledge of the SCP Foundation.
What's SCP?
Oh, Michelle.
I thought it was just. I thought you meant child porn.
Oh my god.
I disavow.
No.
I disavow whatever you guys are talking about. I disavow.
Michelle,
Oh,
I'm gonna go.
boy.
I'm
No,
gonna
the,
go
the
find it.
SCP. The SCP is a series of like kind of short stories, kind of like creepypasta-esque stories of they're basically kind of like documenting weird events or cryptids that don't exist, but it's written as a documentation of them actually existing. And it's a big collaborative experience. You go to the SCP wiki and people can add their own stories and like their own ideas to this like big collective of information about all these kind of fake events and creatures. SCP stands for Secure, Contain, Protect.
So the way that I describe the SCP lore, like the entire project, is imagine if somebody went out and made a wiki for a source material that didn't exist.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it is.
So it's not super child porn.
No.
No.
Small child porn.
No. Not at all.
Okay.
It's actually pretty lit.
Dope.
But that
All right.
all right. Well,
that's it, everybody.
Thanks
it
for
looks
coming
like
to the Cockcast.
What?
Shut up. No. Shh.
No. No. No.
It was a good episode.
it looks like I now have 2 projects on my plate. Thank you guys.
Of course.
At least one will be done in real time.
True. And there's really not that much paper. There's not really all that much preparation that has to go into one of them. So
you can just
Well,
be our
all right.
resident. You could be our resident lecturer, and then that'd be all. You would just have a couple lectures, kick you off the show. You could just
And that'd
do
be the end of
lecture
me.
guy. Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. I love this plan. I'm joking.
As Munchie said, he will be mined for his resources and his puss, and nothing else.
Exactly. You know your place. All right,
Which, by the
guys.
way, just as an ending note, that was the beginning of the Melody vid was a 1-for-1 ripoff of the beginning of the Munchie lecture on Parkour Dude 91. 100%. That's where it came
fucking
from.
blessed. Yeah, let's fucking show that video again. Everybody who's watching this, fucking go check out Ash Vampire's Project Melody video. The link is in the description of this video. Also,
good.
check out Tom's game, Azumi and the Vertical
it.
Slice. The link is also in the motherfucking description.
The game
Hell
is
yeah.
good. Go play it.
Yeah, so click on those links, click on all the links. Click on the link to give me money too. That'd be nice.
Give me money.
Yeah.
I think
Type
I
in
might go try.
streamlabs.com/MichauxTobin. You might be able to hit her that way. If not, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was nice having everybody on. It's a good day. I'm gonna
It was
end
nice
this
doing it again.
stream.
I talked to like 3 girls today.
I know. What the fuck was with that? All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.